Hey, everybody. Doing things a little bit differently today in honor of the stream. So great to see everybody. For those that don't know what I look like, I'm Dr. Steven Parra. And I'm sure you're all curious to know, my thoughts, views, and opinions are mine and mine alone tonight. But the following are those of Mike Schubert. I, Mike Schubert, am writing this at 2:31 a.m. These are normal working hours. What do you mean? On September 12th, 2025. Later today, I will begin reading the chapters we're covering in this show. I have a guess as to what the big moment is to come, and I'm having Steven announce it to you all so you can get your reactions out of your system. I'm doing this before I take the stage, and that we don't have to deal with any trapdoors. When you hear this, I will be in the green room with headphones on, listening to Dean Martin to drown out any noise. My guess is that Percy Jackson and Annabeth are captured and brought to Gia. The heroes have won at the end of every book so far, so my guess for the big shocking ending is that they don't this time. Would I have guessed this had I not known the ending was shocking? Probably not. If I'm right, and therefore not shocked, and this ruined what you hope my reaction would be, 1, that's not on me, that's on everyone who told me to record my reaction in this section. And 2, no refunds. The show has already started. Steven, read all the ha's. Anyways, see you soon. And now, without further ado, the newest Olympian.
Providence, Rhode Island, and everybody else watching on the stream, what is good? Woo! It is a delight to be here in your very tiny state. The first thing that I saw when I left off of the Amtrak with a dream in my cardigan was part of an advertisement that said something to the effect of like, big dreams, smallest state, but all I saw was a sign that said, smallest state. I was like, okay, yeah, I guess I am here. So we're here. This is my first time in Rhode Island. I'm happy to be here. Some good stuff. It's been fun. I've seen the whole city from the Amtrak station to here. Gorgeous town, gorgeous town. I had hot dogs at the greasy hot dog place nearby. Pretty good. I had 2 so that I wouldn't be like, on stage, but I'm feeling good, I'm feeling great, and I'm ready to do this very fun live show. We've got the stream going, we've got the audio recording. Right, sound guy? Okay, sweet, we didn't check for that before the show, but that's super important, otherwise podcast people would be very upset. We're at max capacity where like the fire marshal concerns were discussed with me before the show. It's gonna be great, we got a packed house, everything's great. You guys can see we're good, cool, yeah, everyone's having a good time, fantastic. So, obviously, I'm never going to be in this journey alone. I'm joined by a very special guest, but this time I'm joined by 2 very special guests. So let's introduce them. The first is someone who you've already seen, so let's just bring him back out here. It's Dr. Steven Parra!
Hello, Providence.
How's it going, bud?
Pretty good. It's been a while since I saw you.
It's been so long.
I know.
It's been so long. Okay, sorry. I'm receiving texts from Kelly, who's giving me info about the stream. She said the Steven is really quiet. It's mostly buzzing noise and a very quiet Steven. It still doesn't sound good. The stream chat begs for help. Bad audio. No audio. Is there anything you can do? Is there a... We're trying.
Hey, well, nothing I can do.
I'm trying. But have you enjoyed your Providence experience?
Oh, I mean, it's been great. Like I said, I saw the great sights of the Amtrak station, our buddy Umberto's SUV, this lovely venue, and So it's called Onlyville?
Onlyville,
And New York City
Systems?
Does anyone know why it's called New York Systems? No.
No one
Sure.
knows.
I was texting my friend, like, it's a Rhode Island thing. But it's called New York Systems. I know, I'm just saying. Because I came from New York. It was several hours away from here. I will say, the hot dogs were pretty good. I was quite pleased with them. I know they said the works. I didn't really know what that would be. Turns out it's just like chili and cheese and onions and mustard. You could tell I don't really do that.
All right, yeah, okay, we're going to bring on... Sorry. On top of the stream audio not working, the baby is now crying. It's a whole cacophony of fun things. So to counteract that, let's bring on our other guest for this show. Someone who you've heard on the podcast many a time, but you also may have heard on our new podcast, Professional Talkers, which has been such a delight that we can finally work together on a regular basis. Very excited. Not only that we got to spend the whole Amtrak ride together, but also we're going to be spending some time on stage. Make some noise for our other guest. It's Sequoia Simone. Hello, hello.
Are we vamping? Is that what's happening?
We're going to try, but eventually we are going to run out of time on stage, so we're going to maybe issue lots of refunds, which I'd rather not do. There are 500 people watching the stream.
Well, I'd like to tell everybody a little bit about my outfit today. Thank you so much. It's brand new. Here's the thing. I really felt the need to come in TNO color today. It really felt important to me. And then I've got some lovely TNO and PJO bracelets that were made by TNO listeners and gifted to me very kindly. I know, I see lots of oh in the audience, and it's very sweet. So I'm really happy to be here today. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And that's what I was fishing for. Thank you.
I'm glad. A lot of thought went into the outfit. Kelly's saying for stream team that there's a loud buzzing and people are muting because it's so loud buzzing. They said the trouble started when Steven started using the microphone. So I don't know if that helps.
This one?
I've assumed that one.
Ah.
Yeah. Oh, is it because no, when you started it wasn't me knocking over the mic stand that ruined everything. If we have to unplug that microphone, I will. I don't care. But my outfit, also a very intentional choice to go with the TNO colors. Kelly said, for this live stream and live show, you got to wear the classic TNO outfit. It's such a big moment. So I did, got the seahorse print, the blue and the yellow. We're all here. I wore Monstars socks because there's a big monster fight happening. So I had to go with the Space Jam villain.
Of course.
Steven, as we're continuing to vamp, but we're in 2 minutes, I think we're going to just have to be like, Rhode Island people did buy money and spend money on tickets. What's up with your outfit?
So, I work in a hospital. I don't think a lot about the clothes I wear. This is a button-up shirt I bought from Old Navy that I like. It fits pretty well. And literally we got here and I was like, hey, I like those camp regular person shirts. Maybe I should wear one today. So I grabbed it before the show started and put it on, and then put on this button up. My mom bought me these jeans at some point. And I like these shoes. They're called Kizik's. I don't have to tie them. They're great. And that is all the thought I put into this.
Okay.
That's the best outfit description I've ever heard in my whole life.
Update from Kelly. The baby is not crying anymore, so that's good.
Okay.
But apparently the audio might still be a problem, and she's saying that, like, the pre-show music was fine. When Steven came on is when it started to sound bad. ... from Kelly. Isn't this so fun, everyone? Isn't it?
Yeah.
I think this is a
Kelly
peek
says,
behind the curtain.
try turning off and on the mics? I mean,
What?
I can't do it. Look. I trust the audio team. And Kelly says, in my professional tech consultant opinion, turn it off and turn it on again. Look, I would love that. Kelly, the video is great, so that's good.
Amazing.
Glad that's all functioning just
Where's
fine.
my camera?
Yours is there.
Yours is
That's
this
the wide
one.
shot. Here's mine. There we go. We're trying, but eventually we're just gonna have to get it going. I will say, for context purposes, Kelly gave me a stopping point in chapter 51 to read up until. I read up until that point. So that is when we will switch to me doing the live read section.
I think it's fun to tell these people the extra detail that Oh, I think my mic turned on.
Amazing.
That Steven and Kelly and I were on a very long text thread all afternoon deciding exactly where Mike should stop reading.
That is true.
Yeah, in a non-spoilery way, can you discuss just like the factors that went into it? Did like my guess that I had discussed with Kelly / Steven, did that factor? Or I don't know, it's just...
No.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. I think we'd give too much away. And after all this time that we've been guesting on this podcast, Steven, it would be a real shame if we fell through the trapdoor at this
Absolutely.
point. Yeah, I think that would be a shame.
I mean, at least there's a doctor on site to help if someone gets hurt. But like, I'm off the clock.
Have you ever been on a plane when someone asked for a doctor?
I wear noise-canceling headphones, so I'm not sure.
It's happened like 10 times.
Okay, more updates from Kelly in case people are wondering how the streaming experience is going. My volume is like 10%, but then the buzz is like 90%. I would love for this to work. There's a lot of money on the line here. I do not want to have to refund all that money. That would be not great. Kelly says it's not listenable for long. Is there an ambient? Cool.
Yeah,
I trust that you are. And at 8:15, we're just gonna say screw it and go on, and I will figure out what to do. What's super cool is in the online streaming thing, you can decide like when you give refunds up until, and I did the setting for up until the day of the show because I was like, you know, if people like buy a ticket and then the day before the show they change their mind, like sure, not I didn't think this was gonna happen.
Right.
That's gonna be really fun. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to. Am I gonna have to do 500 individual Venmo transactions? My god.
Oh wow.
Oh my god.
With a bespoke emoji experience for each one.
Everyone gets a new emoji. Okay.
Oh,
okay.
that's not helpful.
We're all figuring this out together. We're all having the same mystery crown. You're all in the same brain space as me. Praying it works. Meddling
There's
adults.
be an episode of Meddling Adults
someone
going
call
forward.
Why? Where's Encyclopedia Brown when you need him? Where's Mystery Inc? Okay, but dots from Kelly. So okay, it's working in all caps.
All right. Yeah.
It's working. 3 all caps. It's working. It's working with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 G's. Okay, good.
All right.
Stream folks, how's it going?
Yeah.
You didn't miss much. We talked about the Providence experience and all of our clothes. Cool. I'll do a free bonus episode on Patreon where I'll put the audio, because I'm assuming the audio recording is working just fine. And then I'll put that up and you can listen to that all for free. It's Frozen.
Give it a sec.
Okay.
My microphone also. And it's back!
All right.
Oh, man. Okay.
We've still got 1 minute on your timeline.
We just still have 1 minute on my self-imposed timeline.
On your self-imposed
That's true.
timeline, so that's what I'm saying. Listen, what else can we talk about?
Oh, let's see.
So
Hades 2 is coming out.
Hades 2 comes out on September 25th.
Yeah.
I've already been requested by someone. I've waited long enough because I don't know when early access dropped, but early access dropped like... Was it like
over
a year ago at this point?
Yeah.
A year ago?
Yeah, so that was early access where you could like still buy the game, and then there's they're testing stuff out, they're changing stuff, and I like started to talk about it on the podcast like 3 months after early access because I was like clearly people are talking about it, and then a lot of people are like I'm waiting for the full release, and I was like fine, and then I got a message yesterday that was like hi, so the game is going to come out, but it's not going to come out like the physical release or whatever isn't for like a month later. And they were like, can you wait another month? And I was like, I've already waited a year and a half not talking about this. You want me to wait another month? I don't know if I can do it. I probably here's the joy. I'm so far ahead of the podcast because I had to get the show to be at this place because the other place, the chat feels bad and is sorry for your stress. I hope they feel $15 sorry for my stress. Okay, it is Frozen still, but audio was working right before. Interesting. But I'm so far ahead that like this one's going to drop December 8th or something like that.
Wow.
So that's going to be like the Monday before the show. So we're going to be able to like stroll straight from this show into the TV show because the TV show drops that Wednesday, which is super cool and fun. Yeah, I didn't plan that. I don't know if Rick looked at my schedule and he was like, I got you. But
Why would you tell them you didn't plan that?
Disney asked me, hey, we're thinking of a late 2025 release. What works best with your podcast schedule? So, no, since I'm so far ahead, I can definitely start talking about Hades 2, and then the 3 months will be totally fine, so I'll be caught up, and it'll be great.
Yeah.
Nice.
Cool.
Good game.
But
I mean, here's what I'm saying. The people for the live stream, you know what they're here for. They're
The
here
live-
for
that is true. They're here for
the live
the thing.
reaction
Yeah.
portion.
That's true.
So if we can get this up and running in the next few
Okay.
minutes, we can get
I'll
started.
text this to
probably.
Kelly. We're gonna start.
Yeah.
And
The live texting portion of the podcast.
hope
One would hope they've
it
read the book.
Fixes
At least this far.
One would hope.
Live read time. Kelly says it's still frozen. Okay. I'm really sorry. Thank you. But let's get it going. Let's get it popping. So, what we're going to be covering today is chapters 49 through the end of the book. So, we're going to get into it. Chapter 49 is called Annabeth.
Really? Mine was called like Zilxi?
I did have 3 different people asking me about translating Roman numerals into numbers today.
I Googled it.
But I was receiving text messages and in-person asks from Steven of like, what's the, how does the Roman numerals of it work? It's like, it's 49. Here's how the XLI, yeah. So,
Something. I took Latin in high school. Something.
So, where we last left off, it was the thing where like we had the Colosseum fight, but then we're switching back to Annabeth, where Annabeth had last left off before we had done the other narrators. Annabeth was about to fight Arachne, and here is where it begins. So, chapter 49 opens with, quote, Annabeth had reached her terror limit. She'd been assaulted by chauvinist ghosts. She'd broken her ankle. She'd been chased across a chasm by an army of spiders. Now, in severe pain, with her ankle wrapped in boards and bubble wrap and carrying no weapon except her dagger, she faced Arachne, a monstrous half-spider who wanted to kill her and make a commemorative tapestry about it. So, opening. Oh, Kelly says you're back on. You're back. Cool. Stream people! All I did was say the opening quote of the chapter. It's super easy. You can literally read it. Let's keep going. It continues. Sorry, by it, I mean my notes. I wrote, her body has given up on being scared. Her mind is saturated with fear. So now the only thing she can do, because she's already past the point of being scared, is she just thinks. So Arachne, who does have 4 eyes that we've learned. I don't know if you 2 knew enough about spiders going into it, but I didn't fully process the 4 eyes of it all, and that certainly made it more terrifying.
Already scared of spiders. So I thought spiders had 12 eyes, frankly.
Look, yeah, so 4, an improvement for you. That's
Yeah.
fun.
Oh, yeah.
4? Oh, easy peasy. That's a normal, easy, great day. Now, Arachne has these 4 eyes. She approaches Annabeth, and she's doing so slowly. She's slowly descending from the web-covered statue. And she seems pleased and also not in a rush. So either she is just casually moving about, or she is slow. And Annabeth hopes that she's slow. But then she realizes, actually, it probably doesn't matter if she's slow. I'm not going to be able to outrun her, given that my leg is busted, and she is giant. And then she's
just over 30. Our knees
Your knees.
really can't do it.
Pro tip to everyone, though. My knee was hurting recently, and Kelly was like, have you tried foam rolling your calf and your thigh? And I was like, sure, I'll give it a shot. My knee feels fantastic. I would recommend if your knee's hurting, get a foam roller, do some foam rolling. It has worked wonders.
And that's worth the $15 entrance.
So, Annabeth also figures that Arachne has some sort of like magical evil spider powers, quote, a poisonous bite or web-slinging abilities like an ancient Greek Spider-Man. And as a big Spider-Man fan, a Spider fan, and you as well, fun reference to receive.
I'm looking for that to be the next Into the Spider-Verse. There's also an ancient Greek Spider-Man.
Okay, but what would he swing
4
on?
eyes.
What would he swing on?
Ooh.
Come on.
He'd be a very lateral. It'd be a lot of like slingshotting. Or he doesn't do any of the web swinging. He just like sticks to walls and then he meets the other Spider-Man. He's like, you guys do what? I have invented myself unless I'm Tobey Maguire in the Tobey Maguire films? What? Annabeth knows that combat is not the move, given that her opponent would be a giant spider. So instead, she has to resort to trickery and smarts. Narrator Annabeth says that Arachne's downfall was pride. And she gives the explanation of it, that Arachne bragged about her tapestry surpassing the likes of Athena's, and that led to, quote, the first reality TV punishment program, so you think you can weave better than a goddess. Fun. So you think you're smarter than a fifth grader reference. Very timely given the early 2010s of this book. And also, that's just a great name and concept of a reality show. Not a huge reality TV guy, but whoever did come up with that, very smart.
Are you smarter than a fifth grader?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just because, like, I think it's fun in that I have had conversations with kids, like my nephew knows like more about dinosaurs than anyone on Earth, I think. And the funniest part of it is he'll say a dinosaur name that I don't recognize. Because, like, I know dinosaurs, but, like, your classics, you know? T-Rex, you know, Triceratops, Stegosaurus, the basics. He'll be like, oh, you mean the Podosaurus? And I will be like, what's that? And he'll be like, oh, it's kind of like a bigger version of another dinosaur I've never heard of. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
What's that one like? He's like, oh, it's smaller than a third dinosaur I haven't heard of. And I'm like, great. Thanks, nephew.
If it wasn't heavily featured in The Land Before Time, I don't know that dinosaur. I took a dinosaur class in college, and I still don't know that dinosaur.
What was it called?
Intro to Dinosaurs? No, it's called World of Dinosaurs.
World of Dinosaurs.
Cue the Jurassic Park theme song.
That's pretty good. So narrator Annabeth also recognizes that her fatal flaw is pride, and she must constantly remind herself that she cannot do it all. She sometimes gets tunnel vision. She often gets distracted by talking about her favorite projects, and I feel very seen. Direct hit from Annabeth.
Have you guys heard of a podcast? It's called Professional Talkers.
No, what is it?
It's so good. It's so good. It's genuinely very good. Annabeth tries to think, how can I use knowing that both I and this giant spider struggle with pride? How can I use that against this adversary? And she wants to stall. She would love to stall to give herself a little bit more time to think and to give time for her friends to arrive, even though the odds of that happening are slim to none. So she...
Did you think she was gonna like pull an Athena again and try to like tapestry battle her?
I did not, but that's a fun...
When I first read it, I was like, we're in for another tapestry battle, and Annabeth is gonna be bad.
I was gonna say...
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, that's not a skill she has.
It's not it.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't suspect it, because she's never done it. So I guess she did, do it earlier in this book, kind of, with the like going across the bridge thing. That's the one time.
Sure.
But even the whole time, she was like, I have no idea how I'm doing this. I have no idea what's going on. So I did not anticipate it. So she hobbles over to a tapestry and asks Arachne to go into detail about it. And Arachne asks, why do you care? You're about to die. And then Annabeth goes, oh yeah, I know, but did you use actual golden thread to capture the light in the sunbeams? And narrator Annabeth notes that she's not fully BSing here because the tapestry is fantastic. Arachne smugly smiles and explains that it's not gold, it is a blend of darker and lighter hues of yellow, which gives it a 3D effect. And already I'm like, yes, smart, this is good. Get her talking about the craft.
Yeah.
And at this point, Annabeth's mind is split into two. Part of it is trying to stay engaged in the conversation, and part of it is scheming about what to do next. And I relate so hard. Anyone here do improv comedy? That's like the whole time. You're like, I'm definitely listening to what you're saying, but I also have to figure out what else I'm gonna do next. Especially if I'm doing like when I did like the improv rap stuff with the Tribe Called Yes, like that is huge. Like my brain is in two places at once. This also happens when I'm like furiously trying to think of a pun during one of these shows. And I'm like, oh yeah, Sequoia, cool story. Pun, 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 pun.
All I heard is that you don't listen to me when I'm telling the story.
Next episode of Professional Talkers, how to be a good co-host on stage with one of your close friends. So Annabeth asks if Arachne had seen this scene herself, and Arachne calls out what Annabeth is doing. She goes, I see what you're doing here. You're just trying to delay your death. And she continues, if you are so
just loved how this golden tapestry brings the menace in all four of your eyes.
Annabeth is like, okay, wait, hold on. If you are, I didn't do good enough with pronouns here. My English teachers would be so upset.
This is because we were talking to Mike while he was trying to do this on the train. We were like, Mike, tell us us all your life stories. Like, I'm trying to read the show.
This is Mike from the past. Okay, I'm trying to reference my guest from before. So, because at this point, Arachne is so insistent on like, yo, I'm going to kill you, Annabeth. I'm going to kill you, Annabeth. I'm going to kill you. It's going to be so cool. Because my guess at this point in time was Annabeth is going to get captured. I was like, okay, well, if she's so insistent on killing Annabeth, I don't think that Arachne is going to be the one to capture her. So some other way Annabeth has to get captured if my guess is to be true. So I'm thinking like, all right, is Gia going to do it herself? Is there going to be some sort of like evil muskeg pit that forms and like sucks Annabeth under the ground? Like, is this pit coming into play? Are giants from earlier in the series going to come back? And I continued in my notes like, I feel like they're not going to bring in a new character. That'd be wild to be like, hello, I'm a new giant you haven't heard of. Yoink, come with me to Rome, Annabeth. Ah! Like, that would feel bad. So
those are all interesting theories.
They indeed are. Your trapdoors are doing fine, but at the end of this, I was like, it's either going to be the return of someone we for sure know, like a Medea, or Gia just like gobbles them up, nom, 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 which is possible, given that she makes her face show up on all the ground. So maybe like two eyes form above the pit, and she's like, the pit is my mouth now. Yeah.
She's going to eat them like Pac-Man?
No, like Yoshi.
Yoshi, okay.
Pac-Man moves, and he has to eat a special food before he can eat other people. Well, that's too many steps.
Then does she get pooped out as an egg?
Oh, that would be fun. Annabeth protests against the notion that she is delaying her death. She insists that she is just lamenting the fact that these tapestries will never be on public display. Quote, they belong in a museum, or ... and intentionally trails off so that Arachne has to go, or what? And then Annabeth says, as the narrator, a crazy idea sprung fully formed from Annabeth's mind, like her mom jumping out of Zeus's noggin. But could she make it work? And here we go. I love when a wild plan comes together. And it's great when it's Annabeth doing it. Because usually, because Percy's more often the narrator, we have Percy doing these plans. But his plans are usually like, I've never done this before. Maybe it'll work. Annabeth having a wild plan that is intentionally thought out. I was very much excited. I was on the edge of my Amtrak seat reading this. Annabeth, to try and string Arachne along, goes, nothing. It's a silly thought. Too bad. And Arachne, of course, asks, what's the silly thought? Annabeth goes into how, well, I was put in charge of redesigning Mount Olympus after the war, and most of the work is done, but the public art portion isn't, and the throne room could use some new art, and then the Olympians would finally recognize how talented you are. And I love this. I had said this in a previous episode, so podcast people have heard this, but no one here, that like this feels like the bard move in a D&D game where you have the option of like, I could try to talk myself out of the big fight, maybe? So I love the role for persuasion.
Every time.
Oh, every time. Every time. So Arachne is into this idea, so it seems to be working. Annabeth continues that her art could be in more places, not just in the throne room. It could be in the main pavilion. It could be in the palaces of the gods. No one aside from Athena has seen her work, so this could be a great opportunity for her. And then...
At this point, it's like, I didn't know Athena was the goddess of acting.
Ooh.
Because she is really pulling it off.
She's doing well.
I mean... Arachne is like very prideful, obviously. She's really pulling on those strings really well. But this has to be the acting performance of a lifetime through the pain of a broken ankle. Oscar-winning performance.
Yeah, it's some good stuff. So Annabeth continues, the gods love to pit themselves against each other so you could do different tapestries with the other people, make an Ares thing that makes fun of someone else, make a Poseidon one that makes fun of Zeus, yada, 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 yada. Annabeth, after suggesting these examples, she includes an anti-Athena one in this list, and that shocks Arachne. Annabeth says, I don't mind going against my mom. She sent me here to die. She basically disowned me earlier. What do I care? And Arachne agrees.
Like when you're in your room and you're like telling your friends, you're like, my dad is so mean to me. He's so mean. I hope he doesn't hear me saying this, but he wouldn't let me go to the prom,
So Arachne agrees with her, saying that, this is Athena's whole deal. And she says, she was always jealous of me. And then Annabeth says, but imagine you could get your revenge at long last. And Arachne goes, by killing you. And I just wrote, no. Annabeth says, well, yeah, sure, that's one option. But another is by being her agent. I could be your agent, Arachne, and I could get you and your work into Olympus. And she says, if I die down here, Gia will destroy the gods and they'll never learn that you were actually a better weaver than Athena. Annabeth worries internally that Athena is going to come down and smite her with some sort of a curse. but nothing happens, meaning that Athena either can sense what Annabeth is going for with this plan, or she's not paying attention to her.
Just imagine, like, Mom, you ruined it.
Mom, no!
Mom!
I have this plan. That's our thing.
What the heck?
A new crack appears in the floor, and Arachne warns Annabeth to be careful, as the foundations of this shrine have been eaten away over the centuries. And Annabeth goes, what does that mean? And Arachne says that Annabeth doesn't realize how much hatred lies beneath them. And this is where things got very interesting for me, of course, trying to guess what happens next. Quote, my webbing is the only thing holding the room together, girl. One false step, and you'll fall all the way to Tartarus. And believe me, unlike the doors of death, this would be a one-way trip, a very hard fall. I will not have you dying before you tell me your plan for my artwork. So, even as Stephen read in the opening remarks, I am actively hunting for like some big gasp moment. So if I guess anything right, like I think if there's a world in which I'm just reading these books, I don't think I'm gonna get it. But this feels, and I'm not gonna look at anyone in the crowd, but this feels like Chekhov's literal pitfall. Because it just, like, they're looming over the pit. It's right there. Oh, you might fall all the way to Tartarus. A couple chapters before, people are like, no one's ever been there, and we need someone on the other side to go through. It's like, it feels very much like we're gonna have some people falling into the pit of Tartarus. That was what I was thinking at this point. Now, that would, if they survive, that would be good, because we apparently need people on the Tartarus side and on the mortal side. So cool. I wouldn't wish that upon anyone, but like maybe it would work out. I don't know. But like there's a lot of referencing of like, you're not going to want to fall in this pit, that I'm currently feeling like falling in the pit is likely. So I wrote in my notes, I feel like they're either going to fall in the pit or a monster is going to come up and snatch them and bring them into the pit. But we continue. Annabeth is shook by the thought of falling into Tartarus. She tries to focus, but each creak in the ground and of the foundation worries her. Annabeth then gets back on track. She tells Arachne what the plan is with her art. She says that she would love to display her art all across Olympus, but come to think of it, the logistics would be too hard. You'd probably have an easier time just killing me. Why don't you just kill me?
Which is great, but this is how you really sell a con. This is how con men work. They're like, actually, you don't want to double your money.
No, I do.
Oh, would you like to double your money?
Yes, yes.
I have an investment for you.
Oh, I have some seed money right here.
I will say I did have to buy a new crop of fake $100 bills for the show, because I was like, if it's going to be the big show and the big show, we got to have them both full and ready to rock.
Right.
So these are fresh and crisp and still fake. Arachne refuses to kill Annabeth, fully wanting to embrace this Olympus plan. She asks, what do I have to do? Annabeth insists, no, I shouldn't have mentioned it. And then she says, why don't you just push me into Tartarus? It would be easier.
Yeah, just keep telling her to kill you.
They go back and forth a little bit, and Arachne demands that her art be shown, and Annabeth demands that she be killed. Now, Annabeth is delighted that this plan might actually work, though she still needs to convince Arachne to do the impossible. And I'm like, I'm on the edge of my seat. What's the impossible? What is the thing?
Mike wants to double his money.
Now, Annabeth remembers the advice that Frank gave her before. Keep it simple. And I'm glad that this scene has come back around. Otherwise, it would have been really wild. For just the whole, like, here's my Chinese finger traps. Here's my laptop with the 3D model printing. Oh, let's eat dinner. Bye, Annabeth. Bye, Frank. Like, hi, Rick. What? So, yeah, it has come back. That is good. And then Annabeth, love this, goes, I suppose I could pull a few strings. Turns to the camera, winks, does this, freeze frame, credits roll. Yeah.
Yeah, Mike, you didn't even have to do that one by yourself.
I didn't. Now, Arachne, going along with it, goes, I excel at pulling strings. I'm a spider. Annabeth says to get the work on Olympus, though, they would need a proper audition with a proposal, a portfolio, and headshots. But the audition piece is the most crucial. She says these tapestries are good, but we need something that really showcases her talents. Arachne is offended at the notion that this is not her best work, and she asks Annabeth if she is challenging her to a contest. And Annabeth, not like you're thinking,
I can't do that.
she says, no, you should think of it more as a contest against yourself, not against Annabeth, basically taking the high score on a video game approach. Arachne asks, or I guess the Katie Ledecky swimming approach, where every world record is just like, me. Arachne asks what she must make. Annabeth says that she will show her, and she whips out the Daedalus laptop, and Arachne asks, what is this, some sort of loom? And Annabeth says, in a way, since it's for weaving ideas. And I booed. I don't know if you guys heard me on the train. You were having a conversation, and you, at this time, referenced like some other movie, and I went, ugh. And it might have sounded like I was groaning at the movie, but I was groaning at Annabeth Chase. Weaving ideas.
And I think Arachne has just been so deprived of human contact at this point, doesn't even realize how cringy of a line it is.
Well, she's been hanging out with the twins.
Yeah.
And her spider
spiders.
And her spider children. Yeah, the twins are so cringy that would never get
Yeah.
Narrator Annabeth says, quote, she opened her 3D imaging program. Still jury's out on what it is, even though Kelly has a running list, or Kelly has decided which one she thinks it is. I think that dropped in the episode that just came out, I think. Timelines are fun. Anyway, she opened her 3D imaging program. Her last design was still up. The key to Annabeth's plan, inspired by the most unlikely muse ever, Frank Zhang. And we've got Chekhov's Chinese finger traps. They have come back 35 chapters later.
You didn't have to wait for that payoff.
Whoa, you really had to wait, and we've got it. So Annabeth then adjusts the dimensions in her model to fit the plan. She shows Arachne how it can be created, and I thought it was going to be something to remove the statue out of the pit, because my whole big thing at this point in time was, yeah, cool, we found the statue. It's huge. It's 40 feet tall. So I thought she was going to have her weave something that would, help get the statue out of there. But turns out I'm very wrong. We'll see.
I think that would be almost too obvious.
Yeah. I guess I mean, we'll get into what it actually is. I think that also could be in the category of too obvious. But we'll get there. I lost a lot of respect for Arachne over the course of these chapters. Big, scary talking spider, and then you fell for that? But Arachne thinks that this is a small and simple design, but Annabeth explains that the actual thing will be much larger. She says that her spider silk would be the perfect material for it. It is soft and flexible, but it is strong as steel. Arachne is confused as to why the plan isn't to make a tapestry, and Annabeth says that this is what makes it a challenge. It's outside of her comfort zone. This abstract sculpture is what the gods want. It would be in the entrance hall of every temple. She would have fame until the end of time.
Flattery will get you anywhere.
Annabeth senses that Arachne isn't in love with the plan. Arachne says that it would require more webbing than she could produce in a year. So the narrator Annabeth says, quote, Annabeth had been hoping for that. She'd calculated the mass and size accordingly. You'd need to unravel the statue, she said, reuse the silk. So now I'm thinking, okay, so partly this is to free the statue because the statue's covered in webbing and stuff. Okay, all right, we're getting somewhere. Arachne is about to protest, but Annabeth asks, what's more important, covering the statue in webbing or proving that you are the better artist? Let's go to that pride. She notes that she'll have to be incredibly careful to keep the room intact. So if you're not up to it, you don't have to.
Actually, just kill me.
No!
Come on.
Arachne protests, no, that's not what I meant. Annabeth says that Athena told her that creating the structure would be impossible for anyone other than her. And then Arachne goes, did she really say that? And Annabeth confirms. And then Arachne says, that's absurd because I can totally do this. And Annabeth says, well, you better get started now before the gods choose other artists. And Arachne goes, if you are tricking me, girl. And Annabeth interrupts to say, I'm held here by hostage. I can't go anywhere. What's going to happen? So then the book ends this chapter.
I've asked you to kill me like 5
I know.
I'm really insistent.
You keep saying no.
Annabeth then speaks. This is the ending of chapter 49. Once this sculpture is complete, you'll agree that it's the most amazing piece you've ever done. If not, I will gladly die. Arachne hesitated. Her barbed legs were so close, she could have impaled Annabeth with a quick swipe. Fine, the spider said. One last challenge. Against myself. Arachne climbed her web and began to unravel the Athena Parthenos. So that's the end of chapter 49, which I've retitled The Not So Itsy, Somewhat Ditzy Spider.
That's good. That's good.
What about the two of you?
I titled this chapter, I Weave a Web of Lies.
Very good, very good.
I just said, I learned to keep it simple.
Yeah, that's
all
good.
very good. There was lots of discussion, which was fun as the two of you were trying to figure out your chapter titles for like quite some time. And I'm fiercely taking
Don't
notes.
say that. How long it took.
I like the dedication to it, though. I like it. All right, we're going to keep it rolling. Chapter 50, also called Annabeth. We'll retitle it. It opens with Annabeth lost track of time. She can feel the ambrosia repairing her leg, but it still hurts super duper badly. So badly that she can feel it in her neck. That's far from your leg, so that's not good.
Dr. Steven
Dr.
Parra,
Yes. What's up?
is it a bad sign if you can feel your ankle injury in your neck?
Yes.
Really, is there like some, there's all those like weird like foot things where it's like if you massage this part of your foot, it'll make your spleen feel better. Is there any sort of like leg to neck, like nerve?
Ankle to neck nerve?
Pathway, or is it just pain receptors? I don't know, man. I told you, I'm too squeamish to watch Grey's Anatomy. I don't know anything about the medical
I
world.
think in Grey's Anatomy there is a nerve between your ankle.
And then it dies.
I don't watch Grey's Anatomy. My mom loves it, though. She thinks she knows everything that happens to me in the hospital from that show.
You gotta get your mom watching The Pit.
Yes.
Highly recommend The Pit, but...
No free ads! I'm sorry! Pay me HBO! Narrator Annabeth says that there are thousands of spiders all along the walls. Fun detail that she waited an entire chapter to tell us. Annabeth sits on the floor, conserving her strength and trying to get signal on the laptop to connect to the team. And I just imagine this is the kind of thing when you're on your laptop, like just scouring all the other network Wi-Fi, praying that the ones without passwords work, and then like trying to guess the passwords of the other one. Like it's a cafe and you're like, the name of the coffee shop plus coffee? Or, just guessing whatever it is,
The Wi-Fi name is like Arachne 123.
I one time correctly guessed the password to a place just like shooting my shot. It
Nice.
was a place where I took guitar lessons in high school, and the Wi-Fi, I don't know if there's like certain password thing where like it has to hit a certain number of letters, like it has to be 8 characters or something.
Yeah.
But there was one in the guitar place I took lessons at was called like Firehouse Guitars, and I just like typed letters to see up until the point where you could guess, and I was like, okay, it's at least 8, and Firehouse was enough letters. So I just was like, wonder if the password's Firehouse, and it was. It was Firehouse all lowercase. So if anyone's in Spring, Texas near Firehouse Music and you need the Wi-Fi really badly, if it hasn't changed since 2010, there you go.
Likelihood is high.
So she's trying to find signal. She can't find the signal, but she instead just starts watching this work unfold, and she does so in horror/amazement. Narrator Annabeth notes that the statue is scarier than Arachne, which I find impossible. Giant spider, 4 eyes that talks. What statue could possibly be more terrifying?
I guess this one.
A magical one.
I guess, but all she says is that it like glows really bright and it's like shining white ivory and is wearing gold clothes. Like, I don't get what's...
Yeah, but it's her mom and she's really mad.
She does describe, quote, it gazed down sternly as if to say, bring me tasty snacks or else. Annabeth could imagine being an ancient Greek walking into the Parthenon and seeing this massive goddess with her shield, spear, and python, her free hand holding out Nike, the winged spirit of victory. It would have been enough to put a kink in the chitin of any mortal. Narrator Annabeth also notes that the statue radiates power. The air around the statue grows warmer, the ivory skin is glowing, and the spiders are growing more and more upset. Annabeth's thought is that the webs masked and weakened the magic, and now that it is free, the statue is filling the room with energy, just 100 years worth of burnt offerings now being put out into the room. Arachne doesn't notice, working and only stopping to calculate, and when she does, Annabeth yells out words of encouragement. You can do it! You're so great! Oh my goodness, look at you go! Wow!
I just don't know how this doesn't piss off Arachne.
Yeah, I'm doing it.
Just shut up, let me focus! The statue eventually glows so brightly that she can see, Annabeth, more details of the shrine. She can see the masonry work, she can see the bones of past Arachne victims, and the giant web cables that are holding everything together. It makes Annabeth realize how fragile the floor is, and she goes into detail about how unsure she is about making it out of here alive, just given how weak the floor is, how many holes there are, how big some of them are, and I'm thinking more and more like she's going to fall into this pit. Like, there's a lot of mention of not being secure above the pit. Arachne keeps working. A pile of silk is now placed at the feet of the statue, and the statue is now fully revealed. Annabeth prays to the statue for it to wake and for Athena to help her, but her prayers go unanswered. The cracks start spreading more and more, and narrator Annabeth says, quote, according to Arachne, the malicious thoughts of monsters had eaten away at the shrine's foundations for centuries. If that was true, now that it was free, the Athena Parthenos might be attracting even more attention from the monsters in Tartarus. So again, that could lend to my theory if someone's gonna like jump out of Tartarus and be like, yoink, and then grab him in. Annabeth encourages Arachne to hurry, and Arachne asks why, and Annabeth says so that they can show her work to the world as soon as possible, which I think is not a great explanation. Like, what's the rush? It's not like these gods are like, I need art now! They're busy.
Yeah. She could have invented a fake competitor. Like, so-and-so, their statue is going in front of the gods in 20 minutes.
Yeah, Bill. Oh man, he's weaving up some stuff.
You haven't heard of Bill?
Haven't heard of Bill? He's doing a lot. Annabeth encourages her to hurry. Arachne begins weaving. The chamber is shaking. The cracks are growing, and they're growing so much so that Annabeth considers pushing the spider into the pit, but she sends this thought aside because there's not a hole big enough, and Arachne could possibly save herself with her silk anyway, and then Annabeth and the statue would go tumbling into Tartarus. Tumbling into Tartarus, a fun title for something, and I'm saving it for as potentially one in the future because I am going to have to retitle 2 more chapters. But also, she did fail to mention, she said how big Arachne is? She probably has, but isn't she like, I'm imagining like a 20-foot large, giant spider.
Yeah, the idea that she could push her seemed very strange to me.
At no point did she say, and also Arachne is huge. No,
right.
We've gathered that Annabeth is canonically tall because she was taking steps 3 at a time in the Argo 2.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I was surprised that in the laundry list of reasons why this plan won't work was not, and she's a huge spider and I'm a teenage girl.
Right.
Yeah. But anyway, we continue on.
I guess she's at around 5 feet wide based on the tech. Well, we'll get there, I guess.
Okay.
Are we gonna do geometry later?
Let's do a proof. Let's do a proof.
To leave.
That's why there's 2 of us up here.
So Arachne finishes making long strips of silk and begins braiding them together. Annabeth is impressed, enough to wonder, was she actually better than Athena? This is going to be awkward.
Yeah, think that with your quietest thoughts.
Don't let your mom hear. Yeah, that's what gets Athena to wake up. She's been going along with the plan. Hey, I heard that thought. Hey. Annabeth reminds herself that the skill of Arachne wasn't the point. It was the hubris, the pride is why she was punished. No amount of skill can make insulting the gods okay. However, Annabeth does think that being turned into a monstrous spider just for boasting feels like a little bit of overkill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Arachne finishes the structure. It is 5 feet in diameter and 10 feet long. So I guess she's at least smaller than 5 by 10. Nice.
And that's why he's a doctor. That's why he's a doctor.
Okay, so she's like still 5 feet wide, 10 feet tall.
Yeah, she's massive.
That's huge. Like and like big. I don't know. I don't know if Annabeth can just
She's
push that
10
over.
feet long.
That's as tall as a basketball hoop. That's tall. Yeah. Narrator Annabeth says, quote, the surface glistened like abalone shell, but it didn't seem beautiful to Annabeth. It was just functional, a trap. It would only be beautiful if it worked. So Arachne delightedly announces that she's completed the structure and she demands her reward. Annabeth inspects the creation and then she crawls inside. The webbing is sticky, but not too sticky. Annabeth crawls out and says, there's a flaw. And Arachne thinks that is impossible since she followed Annabeth's instructions to the T. Annabeth says that the issue is on the inside. She tells Arachne to crawl inside and observe the flaw in the weaving. And I just wrote in my notes, there's no way that she falls for this. Arachne is insistent that she does not make mistakes. Annabeth caveats, it's a small mistake and it's fixable. It's not a big deal. I just don't want the gods to see your work that isn't 100% perfect. I want them to see the best of what you have to offer. Annabeth says, quote, look, go inside and check. If you can fix it, then we'll show it to the Olympians. You'll be the most famous artist of all time. They'll probably fire the 9 muses and hire you to oversee all the arts. The goddess Arachne, yes, I wouldn't be surprised.
She's laying it on really thick.
Arachne is elated at the idea of becoming a goddess, to which my question is, if she's made a goddess, would they turn her back into a human form, or would she be spider goddess?
Spider goddess.
So Arachne is stoked at this plan, and she agrees to fix the flaw, and I was just like, oh my god, you idiot, come on. Annabeth warns, getting inside, it might be a little bit of a snug fit, but Arachne says, no, I'm fine. And the narrator, Annabeth says, quote, as Annabeth had hoped, the spider's abdomen fit, but only barely. As she pushed her way in, the braided strips of silk expanded to accommodate her. Arachne got all the way up to her spinnerets. Arachne says that she doesn't see the flaw. Annabeth says that's strange and instructs her to exit so that Annabeth can go in and try and relocate it and point it out to her. And she is stuck. Annabeth had worried that Arachne's barbed legs could puncture the silk, but no, they are pressed too tightly against her body. She can't get out. Annabeth then switches gears and goes, I forgot to tell you, this piece of art is called Chinese handcuffs. At least it's a larger variation on that idea. I call it Chinese spider cuffs.
Not good. Not good, unfortunately.
No.
She's not really hitting it out of the park on the zingers on this
Look,
one.
her strength is wisdom, not
Right.
wins.
Yeah. Percy's there for the zingers, really.
Right, not good. And to her defense, there's not like an obvious pun out there, but I feel like there's something else, like maybe changing Chinese to spider or changing hand to like, what is it? Pincers? Like, what are her barbed legs? Like, I feel like there's something more along the line. There's not like a slam dunk home run, at least coming to my mind, pun. I'm sure someone in the Spotify comments will be like, missed opportunity for a joke that isn't funny, and then I'll thumbs down it.
Incredible.
But Chinese spider cuffs wasn't it. I don't
so
necessarily have a suggestion at this moment in time, but I do know Chinese spider cuffs. Let's go back to the drawing.
Wait for editing Mike to come in. This is editing Mike.
I've thought about this for 3 months.
Yeah.
I did just learn the other day that back to the drawing board, that phrase came from like a cartoon in the New Yorker in like 1941, where it was like making fun of one of the blimps, the Hindenburg, or one of the blimps that like didn't do well, and then it was like one guy turned around, and then the caption is just, well, back to the drawing board, and now it's just like part of common vernacular. It's like how, did you know the high five was invented in like 1974?
That feels false.
By baseball players on the Oakland Athletics or the San Francisco Giants? But yeah, the high five was invented in like 1974. It's wild.
Next, Mike's going to tell us he can double our money.
Let's just look up high five invented. The first ever high five was most likely in October 1977 by MLB players Glenn Burke and Dusty Baker of the Los Angeles Dodgers, when Burke impulsively raised his hand to slap hands with Baker after Baker hit his 30th home run of the season. That's got to be the coolest thing in the world, to be like, hi, my name is Glenn Burke, and I invented the high five. I don't know. Let me look up Glenn Burke's baseball reference page real quick.
Mike's like, we only have so much time.
This is so important. This
I'm
couldn't
going
be
through an
more
existential
important.
crisis because that means the high five is only 50 years old.
Yeah.
And then also I realized the 1970s were 50 years ago.
When we can't be saying stuff
I
like
know. I got upset at myself.
Okay, so Glenn Burke is not in the Hall of Fame. Put him in the Hall of Fame. He invented the high five. I don't care that he only played for like 3 seasons and didn't put negative 2.4 career WAR, Glenn.
He changed the world.
OPS plus of 57. This dude sucks. Glenn.
We can put him in the Hall of Fame of like awesome dudes or something. He cannot go in the baseball.
Can't go in the baseball Hall of Fame. Maybe one of the other ones. Glenn. At least he was good for vibes. So
That's the personality hire of the baseball team.
And at the end
just
of
a
the day,
glue guy. Sorry.
isn't that more important than winning?
Man. So Arachne, anyway, Percy Jackson. Arachne yells, treachery, and squirms, but doesn't break free. Annabeth says, this all came down to survival, guessing that Arachne would have killed her either way. Arachne says, well, of course, you're a child of Athena. I mean, no, of course not. I respect my promises. Annabeth brags about how this trap being made out of silk rather than bamboo will make it even stronger. And Arachne goes, "Gah!" with a bunch of H's. Love "gah." Ba and "gah" getting a lot of play in the Mark of Athena, and I am all about it. Arachne then yells that she will destroy Annabeth, but then she corrects, "Oh, actually, I'll be very nice to you if you release me." Annabeth advises that she should conserve her energy. Don't even bother. I'm going to call my friends. And I wrote, how is she thinking, how are you going to do an I am down here? And Arachne goes, you're going to call them about my artwork?
It's a little sad.
Yeah.
She's been so deprived of human contact.
Annabeth starts thinking, how am I going to send an IM from down here? Arachne guesses, oh, you're going to just call your friends to kill me, aren't you? Bellowing that she will not die like this. And Annabeth says, relax, we'll let you live. We're only in this for the statue. Arachne is surprised, and narrator Annabeth recognizes, I probably should have just left it at that, but her fear has now turned into anger. So she is motivated to continue that she wants to put the Athena Parthenos on Olympus, not Arachne's artwork. Arachne hates that idea. Annabeth says, well, it won't be immediate. We'll bring the statue to Greece first. It'll help us defeat the giants. And then we'll bring it to Olympus to unite the children of Athena and broker peace between the Romans and the Greeks. Annabeth says, quote, thanks for keeping it safe all these centuries. You've done Athena a great service. And she has been hanging out with Percy Jackson quite a bit.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the saber.
That is, yeah, that's good. We can forgive Chinese spider cuffs because this is pretty good. Like, hit her where it hurts. Not only have I trapped you, but also you accidentally did Athena a favor. Thank you so much. Ooh. So Arachne starts shooting out silk randomly and just knocking stuff over. The chamber begins to shake. Tapestries are burning because braziers have been knocked down. Annabeth tells her to stop as the room will collapse and they'll fall into the pit. And Arachne, my respect for her had gone way down, but I do love this because she goes, better than seeing you win, my children, help me! And that's great. That's great. Just like, you're going down with me! And yeah, I'm thinking, Annabeth, maybe you should have saved the trash talk until your friends came and you do it as you're leaving.
Yeah, you got to do it when you full one.
Right.
Yeah.
The other problem is that she's doing this trash talk while she's in a room of 1,000 plus spiders. Like, there's lots of spiders in here. And
no matter the circumstance, I'm never trash talking in a room full of 1,000 spiders.
No, not at all. Annabeth hopes that Athena's magic will keep these spiders at bay. Arachne yells for help. Annabeth thinks about killing her to get her to shut up. She thinks she could easily do so with the knife, but she feels bad. Like, that wouldn't be fair since she's like all trapped up and stuff. And she also thinks, to which I'm thinking, she's thinking more importantly, I might break her free. Like, I might puncture the silk and then that would be bad for me, Annabeth Chase. The spiders start swarming in. The statue glows brighter. The spiders don't want to get closer, but they seem to be inching forward. This felt very I Am Legend when they're like trying to break through and the one guy is breaking through and then they go through. So Annabeth thinks like eventually they're going to be motivated to try and save mom and just bust through. Annabeth yells for Arachne to stop. Arachne is squirming and shooting out silk, and one hits Annabeth in the chest. She falls down. She tries cutting away the strand with her dagger. She does, and then crawls away, but spiders begin to surround her, and then the book ends the chapter with the following, quote, she realized her best efforts had not been enough. She wouldn't make it out of here. Arachne's children would kill her at the feet of her mother's statue. Percy, she thought, I'm sorry. At that moment, the chamber groaned, and the cavern ceiling exploded in a blast of fiery light. So things are looking good. I have retitled this chapter, The Spider's Trap, because when you start, you think like the spider's doing the trapping, but no, it's the trap of the spider. What have you retitled chapter 50?
I retitled it, Mom's Statue Gets a Glow Up.
Glow up. Very good, very good, very good.
I can't believe that worked.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so now, here we are, chapter 51, which I have a stopping point of. So, we're gonna go here. Okay. It's called Annabeth will retitle it. It opens with, quote, Annabeth had seen some strange things before, but she'd never seen it rain cars. And I was like, Now, the roof breaks in. The sunlight is bright. She sees the Argo 2. Oh, I didn't think of a cool sequel. Do you guys have any, like, cool 2 sequels that I haven't done in a while? Fabulous. Which one? Armed and Fabulous. Is that Miss Congeniality, too? Thank you, Sherry Guo. Perfect.
Ew.
Thank you, Sherry. Very, very good. She sees the Argo 2 armed and fabulous and puts together that the ballistae must have busted this hole. And I wrote, what about the cars? And then it describes that basically the street is what was exploded, so cars have fallen in. There's chunks of asphalt, and then Italian cars start falling in, and they are about to hit the statue. One in particular is about to hit the Athena statue, but the Athena Parthenos' glowing aura redirects it, and of course redirects it directly at Annabeth. So she
heard when Annabeth was thinking those thoughts.
She jumps out of the way. She twists her bad leg in the process, resulting in so much pain that she nearly passes out. And then the car, which of course is a Fiat, love the detail, slams into the trap, and it breaks through the floor, and it disappears along with the Chinese spider cuffs. Arachne falls. She is screaming. Eventually her screams fade. This made me think of the Magic Brian situation from the Adventure Zone, where the spider falls down a pit. The debris starts breaking more holes into the floor, but the statue is fine. Annabeth is also okay. She wants to believe that she was safe from all of the debris because of protection from the statue or directly from Athena, but deep down she thinks this is probably just luck. I don't think Mom's looking out for me here. The spiders are gone. The tapestries are getting destroyed, which saddens Annabeth, especially seeing the one of her and Percy crumble into dust. And I would have loved if, like, this could be her version of Leo taking the Archimedes stuff on the way out. She's like, could I just take that one? Could we just roll it up a little? And can I just, is that okay? You know, that's like me when I finish the live shows, and sometimes these venues will make like really cool posters for the show. And I'm like, you guys aren't using this for anything ever again, right? Can I have these, please? So you don't just recycle them? So I understand her wanting it. Narrator Annabeth says, quote, but none of that mattered when she heard Percy's voice from above, Annabeth! And then she's sobbing and just cries out, here! And then she sees Percy leaning over the rail and thinks that his smile is better than any tapestry that she has seen today. Very sweet. Very sweet. No. So the room shakes. Annabeth stands up. The floor seems stable enough for the time being. The backpack that she had, though, is gone. The Day Delos laptop, gone. Her bronze knife, the cursed blade, gone. She guesses they are all in the pit, but she doesn't care because she is alive. Annabeth wonders if Arachne was honest about the pit, of it connecting into Tartarus, and it makes her sad to think of all of the beautiful things in this room falling in. She even feels bad for the spiders that are falling in, thinking no one really deserves that fate. The ship drops the rope ladder. Annabeth is stunned, kind of still all confused about what's going on, trying to process it all. Percy is suddenly next to her and holds her hand. Percy turns her away from the pit. He wraps his arms around her. He says everything will be okay because they're together. And narrator Annabeth says, he didn't say you're okay or we're alive. After all they'd been through over the last year, he knew the most important thing was that they were together. She loved him for saying that.
Aww.
So sweet. So sweet. So
we
sweet.
Can't even have funny commentary about this because it's so beautiful.
It's very sweet.
Now the team assembles around them. Nico is there, but even that doesn't faze her, given all that's gone down. She's like, Nico's here. Nico's here, sure, yeah. Piper is shocked about the state of Annabeth's leg and asks what happened, so she tells the full story. And I'm screaming, especially because I'm guessing that they're going to fall in the pit. I'm like, get out of here. What are we doing? Like, we're talking about it's creaking, there's holes, blah, blah, blah. Like, go, leave.
It's a relatively long story.
Yeah, it was at least 4.5 chapters. No, it's like 8 chapters. Get out of here.
Blew open a parking garage to get in here. It's crazy.
Out of here. Oh, I was so stressed. So stressed. So she tells the full story. The team is in disbelief. Jason is especially shocked that she did all of this on a broken ankle. And Percy goes, you made Arachne weave her own trap? I knew you were good, but holy Hera, Annabeth, you did it. Generations of Athena kids tried and failed. You found the Athena Parthenos. So
hell yeah.
Very cool. Very cool stuff.
Yeah, clap.
Yay, Percy. Then they all stare at the statue. Frank asks, okay, what do we do with this thing? It's massive. Annabeth says that they got to take it to Greece so that they can stop the giants. And then Hazel quotes the prophecy and starts to put stuff together. The giant's bane stands golden pale. So then she looks at Annabeth with admiration and then continues, one with pain from a woven jail. It was Arachne's jail. You tricked her into weaving it. And Annabeth thinks, with a lot of pain, which is great. Leo starts thinking, he says, we could probably fit it through the bay doors. It would take a little bit of effort, like moving a couch down a stairwell. But we can figure it out. And if it does stick out at the end, we could wrap it in a flag or something. And narrator Annabeth says, quote, Annabeth shuddered. She imagined the Athena Parthenos jutting from their trireme with a sign across her pedestal that read, wide load. Pretty good, pretty good. She thinks of the other prophecy lines. The twins snuff out the angel's breath who holds the keys to endless death. And then she remembers, oh, right, yeah, what went down with the giants? And Percy shares.
Oh, right, Nico's here.
Percy shares the whole Nico rescue mission story, the Bacchus angle of it all, the fight in the Colosseum. Nico is mostly silent throughout, so Percy explains what he went through with the Doors of Death so that he doesn't have to read
Yet another long story.
I know, get out of here. Annabeth identifies that the immortal side is in Epirus, and they can reach it, and Nico winces and says, yeah, the other side is the problem, Tartarus. And then the pit seemingly exhales a rush of cold air when they say the name. Oh yeah, okay, so they're not like over the pit at this point. They're near the pit, because Annabeth is thinking, okay, given that this pit just responded to its name. This is definitely a pit to Tartarus. So Percy guides her away from the pit. So they're like at the border, but still, just get out of here, man. Percy guides her away from the pit. She is trailing spider webs. They were attached to her like she's marionette strings, like she's in the It's Gonna Be Me music video from NSYNC. She's about to ask Percy to slice them off with Riptide when Percy relays that Bacchus mentioned something about his voyage being harder than expected, and he says he's not sure why. And I was like, okay, so Percy's falling in the pit with Annabeth. Okay, yeah. So then the room groans. The statue tilts. Its head catches a support beam, but the marble is crumbling. Annabeth gets worried and has this sinking feeling in the pit of her stomach that if the statue falls in, all of her efforts would have been for nothing. So she screams that they must secure it, and then we get to the line that the three of you had all decided would be the stopping point from narrator Annabeth, quote, her friends understood immediately. So now we transition into the moment we've all been waiting for, and we were dreading wouldn't work, but did work. I haven't received a text message from Kelly saying that it didn't, so I'm going to believe that it is, and I will read from my e-reader. Live, I will be paraphrasing because I don't want to get sued by Disney Hyperion. So I will be kind of just like yada yada quoting at some point. So here we go. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, if I'm gonna do that, I gotta fix my hair before we do it because this could be clipped to death. I gotta look as good as possible. Okay, her friends understood immediately. Zhang, Leo cries, get me to the helm quick. The coach is up there alone. So Frank turns into a giant eagle, and so Leo's on top of him. They soar towards the ship. Jason wraps his arm around Piper, and then he tells Percy that they'll be back in a sec. Okay, so he summons the wind. He flies out. All right, so they're not falling into the pit. Hazel says that the floor isn't going to last. The rest of us should get to the ladder. Okay, so the rope ladder from the ship. Quote from the narrator Annabeth, plumes of dust and cobwebs blasted from holes in the floor. The spider silk support cables trembled like massive guitar strings and began to snap. Hazel lunged for the bottom of the rope ladder and gestured for Nico to follow, but Nico was in no condition to sprint. So then Percy grabs Annabeth's hand. He says it'll be fine. I don't know, dude. It's not looking great. So then Annabeth looks up and then sees the grappling lines shoot out from the Argo 2 and then wrap around the statue. Okay, so we're trying to save the statue. Then one lassoed Athena. Oh, I thought this said one lassoed Annabeth's neck like a noose. I was like, Leo! Woo! Woo! Woo!
My guy's screwing up all over this book.
One gets around Athena's neck like a noose. Leo shouts orders from the helm to Jason and Frank. They're frantically flying around trying to get everything wrapped up. Nico's on the ladder, and then there's a pain that shoots up Annabeth's bad leg. She gasps and then stumbles. Percy asks what's up, and then she tries to go towards the ladder. Why was she moving backward instead? Her legs swept out from under her, and she fell on her face. And then Hazel screams her ankle and then tells them to cut it twice. Annabeth's mind is just like, was woolly from the pain? Woolly?
You got a little fuzzy brain.
I've never new phrase that I've learned about today. Annabeth's mind was woolly from the pain. Cut her ankle. Percy doesn't know what Hazel means either. Quote, then something yanked Annabeth backwards. Oh, I was worried something was gonna yoink him. Then something yanked Annabeth backward and dragged her toward the pit. Percy lunged. He grabbed her arm, but the momentum carried him along as well. So Hazel yells, help them. And then Annabeth sees Nico hobbling towards them. Hazel is trying to get her cavalry sword from the rope ladder. The other people are looking at the statue. Hazel's cry was lost in the general shouting and the rumbling of the cavern. Annabeth is sobbing. She hits the edge of the pit. Her legs won't go over to the side, and too late does she realize what's happening. Quote, she was tangled in the spider silk. Oh, she got wrapped up in the silk? Oh no, the silk that she said, no, the silk that she was like, oh, please cut it away. And then Percy said something? No, that sucks. Oh. That sucks so much because she thought about it. She was like, I should get this cut away. And then, what did Percy say? It must have been, I hope it was really important. What did he say? What did he say when she was thinking about it?
Maybe we should get some burgers later.
No. She was gonna, and then hold on. Where was,
Let me tell you about the Giants. I don't know.
Well, hold on. It's gotta be in my
it's
notes
in your
somewhere.
notes
Hold on. Web? Control F for web? That's a lot of web in this. A lot of web in these notes.
Might be so.
Here we go. She's about to ask him when Percy relays that Bacchus mentioned something about his voyage being harder than expected. Percy, no! Percy! No! He heard you! No! Dude, you can't do that! Oh, I wonder what's... dude, no! That's not even a good thing to distract from this thought. Crap. Okay. Anyway, where was I? She should have just cut away immediately. She had thought it was just loose line, but with the entire floor covered in cobwebs, she hadn't noticed that one of the strands was wrapped around her foot, and the other went straight into the pit. It was attached to something heavy down in the darkness, something that was pulling her in. Oh no, is like Arachne like pulling her in from down there? Percy mutters, no. And then he says, my sword, but he couldn't reach Riptide without letting go of Annabeth's arm. And Annabeth's strength was gone. She slips over the edge. Percy falls in with her. Annabeth's body slams into something. And then she says to the narrator that she must have blacked out briefly from the pain. When she could see again, she'd realized that she had fallen partway into the pit and was dangling over the void. Percy had managed to grab a ledge about 15 feet below the chasm. 15 feet? That's 1.5 basketball hoops. That's so far. So he's holding on with one hand, he's gripping Annabeth's wrist with the other hand, but the pull on her leg is too strong, and then a voice in the darkness goes, no escape. It's okay, so I'm assuming this is Arachne? No escape, said a voice, I go to Tartarus and you will come too. Annabeth wasn't sure if she actually heard Arachne's voice or if it was just in her mind, so then the pit shakes. And Percy is the only thing that's keeping her from falling. Come on, dude, come on. He was barely holding on to a ledge the size of a bookshelf. Bookshelves come in all shapes and sizes, so that's not helpful. I'm guessing like individual shelf, it's just like it's just grabbing and it's like that deep. Yeah. Okay, cool. Still, that's tough. Oh man, that's so hard. The grip strength. Oh man. Unless he does a lot of bouldering, that's not gonna be easy.
Well, they do have a climbing wall at camp.
That's true. That's true. He's been training for this moment. Annabeth isn't sure about... Okay, no, that's the voice thing. Okay, so then Nico leans over the edge. Okay. Oh, but he's like so exhausted. I don't know what he's going to do. He reaches out his hand, but he's much too far away. Yeah, 15 feet. How tall do you think you are, Nico?
At least 1.5 Arachnes.
That's too big. That's too big. Hazel is yelling, but even if they heard over all the chaos, they would never make it in time. Annabeth's leg feels like it was pulling free of her body. Ugh. Pain is just washing over her all over. The force of the underworld is tugging at her like gravity. She doesn't have the strength to fight it. She knows that she's way too far down to be safe. She tells Percy to let her go because he can't pull her up. Percy's fate is like pale white with the strain of it all. And then she can see in his eyes that he knows it's hopeless, but he says, never. And then he looks up at Nico 15 feet above. The other side, Nico, we'll see you there. Understand? And then Nico's eyes widen and goes, but? And then Percy says, lead them there, promise me. And he says, I will. And then, quote from the narrator, below them, the voice laughed in the darkness, sacrifices, beautiful sacrifices to wake the goddess. Percy tightened his grip on Annabeth's wrist. His face was gaunt, scraped and bloody, his hair dusted with cobwebs. But when he locked eyes with her, she thought he had never looked more handsome.
It's in slow motion.
I would love to imagine that even this is like super duper intense. It's like the music in a K-drama when, the girl falls and the guy catches her. She's
Pushing hair.
but it's like cobwebs and blood and everything. Yeah. All right, Percy promises that they are going to stay together and then he is not going to let her get away from her, never again. But then Annabeth, as the narrator, says, quote, only then did she understand what would happen, a one-way trip, a very hard fall. And Annabeth to Percy says, as long as we're together. And then the chapter ends with the following, quote, she heard Nico and Hazel still screaming for help. She saw the sunlight far, far above, maybe the last sunlight she would ever see. Then Percy let go of his tiny ledge and together, holding hands, it's pretty sweet, he and Annabeth fell into the endless darkness. And that is the end of chapter 51, which I have retitled Tumbling into Tartarus. Okay. Wow. A lot to unpack. Woo, man. I mean, okay, this is good. The whole time I texted Kelly like 5 to 10 different times throughout the day of like, I feel like I might have the guess right. Is this going to ruin the stream? Is Steven going to read the note card and everyone is going to be like, screw this. This is good. Because like, even though I was kind of guessing that falling into the pit would happen, that was still so intense that I would hope that that was worth the price of admission for everyone in the room and on the stream. And cool. So intense. So, since I like had the inkling because people are like, record this. And when you two were reading it, what was your experience like? Like, was this completely out of nowhere? Did you think since the pit was brought up so many times that someone might fall into the pit? Where were the two of you at mentally when you read this?
I figured somebody was going to fall into the pit. I didn't know exactly who, but because we just had like all of this through this book has been like this drama about the reuniting of Annabeth and Percy, and like it's just there's no way they could have pulled them apart again. So It does feel like, yeah, it has to be the two of them. Mm-hmm. Maybe I thought somebody else would go with them, but I did feel like they were going to fall into Tartarus.
Yeah. What about you, Steven?
I'm always the sucker. Like even like when Luke had his turn in the first book, I was like, what?
And I was 17. Tell me twice about that.
And I was like 17. What? It's like this time I'm just reading and I'm like, wait, what's happening? Wait, what? What? No. And I straight up texted Kelly right after. I was like, Tartarus? We're going to Tartarus?
It's really good. That's really good. Yeah, so I guess, she had these strings. They must have been so dropped down, but secretly one was attached to Arachne the entire time, and then Arachne wasn't pulling it taut, and then all of a sudden yanked her down. Okay, wild. Wow. All right, well, so now we're going to take our mid-roll break. The Market of Athena.
Wait, Mike.
So
you didn't let us title the chapter.
Sorry. Yes. What are your retitling of chapter 51?
My title is Our Mission Falls Apart.
Hey, nice.
So mine has a little bit of context I need to add, which is just I know you had this idea of like K-dramas and things like that.
Sure.
All I could think of when Percy lets go of that ledge is Simple and Clean from the Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, dude.
And like that Mickey and Riku are going to meet them in Tartarus. Like, we'll lead you to the door of darkness.
That is, yes.
So
that's what happens.
So
that was really good.
Oh, thank you.
Very solid.
So mine was just Percy Jackson, dreamed up, distance, final remix, 3.14.
365 over 2 days. Yeah. Dude, the Kingdom Hearts of Percy Jackson of all keeps going back. You're so right. This is very Kingdom Hearts good.
I know.
When I finally finish all of these books in 30 years, I'm going to make the longest video essay about how the Riordanverse and Kingdom Hearts crossover is just so perfect. Cool. All right, so now we're going to take our mid-roll break for the Market of Athena. If you're listening to the podcast after the fact, we'll be taking a pause here, so let's all say goodbye to the podcast people.
Goodbye, podcast people.
Hello and welcome to the Market of Athena, the final Market of Athena, and this is the Utah edition of the Market of Athena, traveling for the holidays, visiting some family, but we've got a whole bunch of updates with the podcast. You may have been seeing some of the exciting things that I've been up to recently, if you follow Tino on Instagram, but got a whole lot of things going on, so let's talk about those things. First up, if you are listening to this episode and thinking, man, I wish I could experience this even further, well, you can, because you can go and get the stream replay over at patreon.com/thenewsolympian/
youtube.com/shop. You can get the stream replay, which has the entire stream uncut. It's got multiple camera angles and everything. You can see everything. You can be a part of the show like you were there. It's what we had streaming for everyone. So when we reference the stream, this is what it is. Now we have tweaked things so that the technical difficulties aren't there and the sound is improved. So you can go beyond listening to this episode and you can watch this episode over on the TNO Patreon. Second up, you may have seen the bonus episode that we posted on Friday, but I had Uncle Rick on the pod. We've done it at long last after over 4 years of saying, what if we get Rick on the pod? We truly got Rick on the pod. I actually got to interview him. I was fortunate enough to be invited by Disney to do some season 2 press junkets up in LA. So I did 4 sets of 5-minute interviews. One was with Rick, one was with the 3 executive producers, one was with the actors who play Percy, Annabeth, and Tyson, and one was with the actors who play Grover, Luke, and Clarice. So I'm going to be posting clips from that on social media. I will be posting audio from that in bonus episodes, but certain questions are about certain episodes to come, so I have to wait until the episodes of the TV show come out before I can release the full interviews. But the full Rick interview is live right now. It's on the podcast feed, and if you want to watch the video version of it, because these were video junkets, the video version is available on the TNO YouTube channel, which is at Newest Olympian, and it's also available on Spotify. So if you go to the Newest Olympians page on Spotify, I actually uploaded a video episode for the Rick interview, and you can watch the video in addition to listening to it. I'm really happy with how that one turned out. I think you're going to enjoy the other 3 as well. I have already put up a clip where I asked Leah a question, and there's some other ones coming down the line. So that's really exciting, and I hope you enjoy the future things. You also may have seen that I went to the premiere while I was in LA, which was a blast. And also a blast, the LA live show we did was so fun. One of the most fun times I've ever had on stage doing one of these shows. It was just a blast. Great crowd, great time. Everyone get ready for that episode, which drops in March. But yes, all of this is to say that things are going to be changing here around the Newest Olympian for the release of the TV show. So what we're going to be doing is having episodes of TNO that come out the same day that the episodes of the TV show drop. And then I will probably post interview bonus episodes on Mondays. So you'll still be getting your normal Monday fix of TNO, but the more official episodes of TNO, if you will, are going to be dropping on Wednesdays because that is when the TV show comes out. So this coming Wednesday, 2 days from now, you'll get 2 episodes of TNO about the first and second episodes of the TV show, since both episodes drop on December 10th, and then we'll be at the weekly cadence after that. We'll also be doing the Patron 5 segment that we did for season 1 of the TV show, where I ask the same 5 questions about the episode, more of an overall thoughts thing as opposed to the plot beat by beat stuff, and that is an exclusive thing for patrons. Now, other things going on with the podcast, we've got live shows coming up in Australia and New Zealand. So the Australia shows all are set. You can get tickets right now at thenewsolympian.com/live. We're going to be in Sydney, Perth, Melbourne, and Brisbane on the 3rd, 10th, 17th, and 24th of January, respectively. And then I'm currently in talks right now with a couple of venues in New Zealand. We've got a show penciled in for January 30th in Christchurch. We've got a show basically good to go on February 1st in Wellington, and then trying to make one happen in Auckland on February 7th. So New Zealand stuff is in the works. Australia stuff is good to go, but that's what we've got going on early next year. I also have some dates that are being secured in the US in March and April of next year, and things aren't far enough along for me to talk about them on the podcast, but they are far along enough for me to talk about them in director's commentary on the Patreon. So if you're really intrigued about where we might be coming in the US next year, listen to some director's commentaries over on the Patreon. Now, speaking of the Patreon, I've got some folks to shout out. I want to give a shout out to the folks who have joined the Patreon most recently. So shout out to our newest Ultra God Tier patron, a new Ultra God Tier patron. That hasn't happened for a while. This is really cool. Shout out to our newest Ultra God Tier patron, Certified Ghost King's Emotional Support Friend. In all caps, we'll be thanking you in the ending credits of every single episode, as we do for all of our Ultra God Tier patrons. And shout out to our newest God Tier patrons, Jacob, Eric Lehman, and Mathieu. And shout out to our newest Demigod Tier patrons, Ryan Cole, Jen Nintai, Katie Miller, and Rose. Thank you all so much for your support. May Demeter bless you that if you're going out grocery shopping, you don't buy stuff that you already have in your kitchen. Is this a Hestia thing because of the hearth, or a Demeter thing because of the crops and the food of it all? Whoever it is, hopefully they bless you so that you don't buy another full bulb of garlic when you already have a basically full bulb of garlic, and now you've just got garlic that you don't need. But you know what? Never a problem to have too much garlic. There's no such thing as too much garlic. Now, something about this episode in particular I wanted to address is that in the episode, I say Arachne bragged and I didn't say Abragne, and I'm really sorry about that. I promise to do better going forward. Now, if you're all caught up in the News Olympian and you're looking for some new content to consume, you are in luck because I make a whole bunch of stuff. I've got a bunch of podcasts out there, and if you enjoyed the interview stuff that I have put up so far, you would really enjoy the show that I made with a talented team of folks called Modern Muckraker. It is a comedic investigative journalism show where I answered hard-hitting questions, but these questions are things like, when should Spider-Man take the subway instead of web swinging? And if you lost half of an orchestra, what remaining instruments would produce the worst possible sound? We went super intense. We talked to a bunch of experts. We really went in the weeds to find the correct answers to these very silly questions. And I was all doing it while in character, acting like I was solving the world's most pressing problems. If you want to listen to it, you can search for Modern Muckraker wherever you get your podcasts, or you can go to our website, modernmuck.com. Now, unless you're listening on Patreon, where you get access to ad-free episodes, you're going to hear words from a few sponsors make it feasible for me to be a full-time podcaster. Some of those ads will be read by me, and others of them won't be. The ones that aren't read by me are inserted locally. So if you live in Vanuatu, don't be surprised if you hear an ad in French, Bislama, or English, all listed as official languages. Once those ads are complete, we'll get back into this episode of the News Olympian.
I hope everybody had a good intermission. I missed you all so dearly as I frantically read the final chapter. So, let's get into it. This chapter is number 52. It is called Leo. It opens with, quote, Leo was still in shock. Oh yeah, you're telling me. Narrator Leo says that everything was happening too fast. They had just gotten the statue secured in time. Jason and Frank went in to save the others, but only Nico and Hazel were on the ladder. Percy and Annabeth were just gone. The pit is buried in debris. Leo flies the ship away before the whole place caves in. The Argo 2 is parked on a hill overlooking the city. Jason, Hazel, and Frank go back to the scene of the crime. They're trying to dig through. It fails. No luck. The police show up. Boo! But then rescue workers show up. Yay! And no mortal is hurt, but many Italians are confused. It says they'll be scratching their heads, and I was like, nah, they'd be doing
I swear I parked my Fiat here. What happened to it?
Leo and the crew load the stage. That can't be right. The statue. I was typing so frantically that my autocorrect is probably doing some wild stuff. Leo and the crew load the statue, but the vibes are just atrocious. Frank was an elephant the whole time. That at least does help the vibes. That's at least fun.
I guess, but I was never going to forget this.
Hey! Thank you for coming on the podcast, Steven.
Leo doesn't know what they're going to do with this thing. Hedge is too downtrodden to help. He's crying. Oh, Hedge! He says that he could have saved them, quote, I should have blown up more stuff.
That definitely feels like the opposite of helpful.
They would have fallen sooner, Hedge.
More of them.
But then they'd all be together.
But then we need someone on the other side of the doors. Nah.
Imagine
Hedge can do it.
Yeah, imagine it's Annabeth and Percy and Coach Hedge in Tartarus.
Man, that would have been so fun. With it only being one chapter, I was wondering, okay, who's going to be the narrator? It would have been great if instead of Leo it said, Hedge. That would have been so good. Oh my God.
I'm going after them.
Leo sends him below deck to prep for the journey because him moping around above deck isn't going to help anybody. The other six just gaze off, stunned. Narrator Leo says, quote, Leo rested his hand on the Archimedes sphere, which now sat on the helm ready to be installed. He should have been excited. It was the biggest discovery of his life, even bigger than Bunker 9. If he could decipher Archimedes' scrolls, he could do amazing things. He hardly dared to hope, but he might even be able to build a new control disk for a certain dragon friend of his. And at first, I was like, what are you talking about the sphere for? Like, well, that was ages ago, man. I don't care.
Sure.
And then he continues, still the price had been too high. He could almost hear Nemesis laughing. I told you we could do business, Leo Valdez. Oh no! Was this because of the fortune cookie?
I don't know.
I genuinely don't know. As far as you now.
Leo thinks that he is to blame, and I don't know, like maybe, but this feels like too big to just be a nemesis thing. It feels such a disproportional weight of let me get the code to break this thing to save my friends here to let me snatch 2 of your friends into Tartarus. Like that feels way out of balance. I don't know. So I'm tabling this until I would assume maybe Nemesis comes up later, or it'll just be a question mark forever. But I think this is a little bit of Leo being too hard on himself. So we'll see. It would also be really fun if like he does talk to Nemesis and she'll be like, no, remember when you stubbed your toe? Like that was it. Put them into Tartarus. What are you talking about? I'm not a monster. I'm the goddess of balance. So then Leo says that it's his fault. Hazel is the only one who knows what's going on because she was there in Salt Lake City.
Famously a place I'm from.
So she knows what he's getting at, but she insists this is not your fault. This is Gia's fault. Don't be too hard on yourself. Leo wants to believe it, but he can't. This journey started with him screwing up, and now he thinks it ends with him screwing up. And I was like, ugh.
Poor Leo.
Poor Leo, the 7th wheel. Well, hey, now he's only the 5th wheel. Could be
Moving on up in the world.
He's the 6th wheel because Nico's there now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. But at least he has a friend that isn't coupled off.
That's true.
Yet.
That's true. That's
First
true.
page House of Hades. Nico found a cute new. Boy or girl? I don't know. I haven't talked to Nico. So Hazel said, God, Nico narrator. Give me Nico narrator. Here's the one. Look, obviously Percy and Annabeth being in Tartarus is not good. However, this does open the door for new narrators, because I only realized like a couple of days ago when someone pointed it out in the subreddit that this book only has 4 narrators. It only has Annabeth and Percy and Piper and Leo. Nobody else is a narrator, which is wild because there's 7 of them.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So at least with 2 of those folks gone, you would think that we could open the door for new narrators. And I wonder if, like, from a book perspective, Rick was like, "Oh, how do I? Okay, I'll just send them into Tartarus, and then now I can get that's how I can get the new narrators into the mix." So now I am very intrigued. Like, are we gonna get Annabeth and Percy right away? Is it going to be a while before, and then we're like halfway through the book, and then we get surprise Percy and Annabeth chapter? I have no idea, and we got to keep the trapdoors intact. So, like, we'll have to see. So Hazel is not going to let Leo take the blame. She couldn't bear the sadness after losing Sammy, and she doesn't want Leo to go through that. Narrator Leo says, quote, she choked up, but Leo knew what she meant. His bisabuelo had blamed himself for Hazel's disappearance. Sammy had lived a good life, but he'd gone to his grave believing that he'd spent a cursed diamond and doomed the girl he loved. Leo is unmoved, though. He thinks that he's to blame, but he stays silent because he doesn't want to bum Hazel out too much. Nico says that they aren't dead. He would feel it if they were. And Leo's confused by this, but Hazel does back him up. And Jason says, I should have been paying more attention. Frank says, me too. Piper says, it's not your fault. You were saving the statue. That's what Annabeth told them to do. Like,
No, it's my fault. No, it's my fault.
And no one ever stops to think, like you pointed out, maybe we shouldn't have spent so much time recapping the book to each other next to the giant pit.
Which is funny, the whole time telling the story, Annabeth's got the dangling things the whole time.
Like a broken ankle just sitting there next to this dangling ladder.
The second half of this book, the whole time, just, oh my gosh. Goodness. So then Nico says, even if you were paying attention, you wouldn't have been able to do anything. Like, don't worry about it. It's not going to work. Like, everybody stop beating yourself up over it. And then Frank is like, okay, but, they're in Tartarus. Like, do Percy and Annabeth have any sort of shot of getting out of there? And then Nico starts fiddling with his skull ring, and he says that Percy's the most powerful demigod that he has ever met. But then goes, no offense to you guys, but it's true. Which, like, yeah, he's thinking if anybody can survive, it's Percy, especially Percy alongside Annabeth. Like, the two of them really bring out the best in each other. So Nico's feeling good, and I agree. Like, if we are going to have 2 people on the Tartarus side of the Doors of Death, like, your first 1 and 2 pick would be Percy and Annabeth together.
But when you think about like the pits of Tartarus, you're like, there's a lot of water down there.
Oh. But isn't it evil water that he can't control?
Evil water.
Yeah.
Evil
I
water.
don't know.
Well, there's like the River Lethe and all those bad. I feel like Percy.
Bad water,
He has been able to control some of that. I don't know. It'll be interesting. But I don't know. Like, we haven't seen inside Tartarus. We don't really know what's inside Tartarus.
Right.
Ugh. I mean, I know it's inside Tartarus
What's a
because
level
I've
in
played
Hades, right?
Hades the video game, and I've played
Famously.
Hades 2 early access, but I won't talk about it.
It's really good.
It's really good. What's so fun is when people are like, why doesn't Supergiant Games sponsor the pod? Because I do this for free. Why would they pay me? That would be the most unwise business decision for them. They don't, they would not. Anyway, Percy Jackson. So Jason is saying, okay, but wait, the whole Doors of Death thing, you, Nico, told us that it's guarded by Gia's most powerful forces. How are two demigods possibly going to be able to overcome this? And Nico goes, I don't know, but Percy told me to lead you guys to Epirus, quote, to the mortal side of the doorway. He's planning on meeting us there. If we can survive the House of Hades, fight our way through Gia's forces. And when he said that, I was like, oh, the fourth book. Fight our way through Gia's forces, then maybe we can work together with Percy and Annabeth and seal the Doors of Death from both sides. And then Leo says, and we can get them back safely. And Nico only gives him a maybe, which is like, I mean, yeah, you don't want to oversell it. And Leo, as the narrator notes, quote, Leo didn't like the way Nico said that, as if he wasn't sharing all his doubts. Besides, Leo knew something about locks and doors. If the Doors of Death needed to be sealed from both sides, how could they do that unless someone stayed in the underworld trapped? Don't love that. I hadn't thought about that. Not what you want. So, but I feel like there are some candidates. I could see Hazel staying back there. She's got the underworld connection, but she's not on the Tartarus side. She'd have to like go through. I don't know. They're gonna like open it, let them out, and be like, all right, we'll trade. You two out. I'll go in, close, lock. I don't know, but that'll be a whole nother me postulating what's to come. But I haven't felt good about a lot of characters making it out of this series, and it keeps rotating. But
Yeah, the
there's a
stakes
chance.
are high, right?
Super high, man. It's really intense. So Nico takes a deep breath and says that he's not sure how they're going to manage it, but he feels like Annabeth and Percy are going to find a way. They're going to go through Tartarus. They're going to find the Doors of Death, and whenever they do, we have to be ready. Hazel says that it's not going to be easy because Gia's going to throw everything that she's got at them. We need to also be prepared because when we're in Epirus, she's also going to be throwing everything, not down there, but everything on the surface that she's got at us. And Jason sighs and goes, what else is new? Piper says that they don't have a choice. They have to seal the Doors of Death before that they can stop the giants from raising Gia. And I was like, right, we have to do book 4 before we can do book 5. She says, quote, otherwise her armies will never die, and we've got to hurry. The Romans are in New York. Soon they'll be marching on Camp Half-Blood. Jason says they've got like 1 month tops. He adds, quote, Ephialtes, sorry, the big F, said Gia would awaken in exactly 1 month. Leo says that they can do it. Everyone stares at Leo. And he says that the Archimedes sphere can upgrade the ship. And he says it, as the narrator lets us know, hoping he was right. I need a little bit more confidence there, bud. He says that he's going to study the ancient scrolls, that there's got to be something in there with all sorts of new weapons that he can make, and using those, they can fend off Gia's army. They'll have a whole new arsenal to fire at her. So, all right, there's at least like something. I don't know what's in these scrolls. Hopefully something helpful, but I don't know. He's feeling good, at least. He's hoping. Then Festus creaks and blows out fire. Jason smiles and he claps Leo on the shoulder and says, quote, sounds like a plan, Admiral. You want to set the course? And then here's how this chapter ends. Quote, they kidded him, calling him Admiral, but for once Leo accepted the title. This was his ship. He hadn't come this far to be stopped. They would find this House of Hades, book 4. They'd take the Doors of Death, and by the gods, if Leo had to design a grabber arm long enough to snatch Percy and Annabeth out of Tartarus, then that's what he would do. Nemesis wanted him to wreak vengeance on Gia. Leo would be happy to oblige. He was going to make Gia sorry she had ever messed with Leo Valdez. Yeah, he took one last look at the cityscape of Rome, turning blood red in the sunset. Festus raised the sails. We've got some friends to save. Yeah! So, fun, kind of cool note. Do you have retitling? I finished this like as we were coming up the stairs, so I have not retitled it yet. Do you folks have retitling? And I'll try to think of one off the top of my head really quickly.
Yeah, I feel like in this chapter, Leo really faces a turning point where he's like, I am the problem. I'm the problem, it's me. And then he's like, actually, we're going to do this. So I called this chapter, I Turn This Ship Around.
Hey! That's really good. That's really good. Steven?
I become Admiral Leo Valdez.
Yeah, very good. Very good.
Nice.
Now, I think I'd have to remember. I don't remember if when he broke the fortune cookie, I may have retitled that chapter like The Cookie Crumbles. If I did that, I would retitle it, all caps, Too Much Crumble. If I didn't, I will make this one How the Cookie Crumbles.
Okay, great.
And that is the end of chapter 52. That is the end of this portion of the episode. If you're listening to the podcast after the fact, that's kind of the end of our Mark of Athena coverage, which is wild. Wow. If you're listening to the podcast, thank you. If you're listening to the podcast, we're going to take a quick break before we get into Q&A. So let's all say goodbye to the podcast people one more time.
Goodbye, podcast people.
Hey everyone, it's Mike from the future. We're just going to take one more break since this is a longer episode. We're going to put in some more dynamically inserted ads. We do have a bunch of cool sponsorship things going on in December. I know Aura Frames is running a promo for us in December. They do cool digital frames that are really great to give as gifts. And no joke, we've used one. We've had it in our kitchen for months and months. So when they reached out, I was like, oh, this is cool. I already use these folks. So we've got that promo going on. We have something going on with Quince. They make cool clothes. So if you're interested in the ads, check it out. But once those ads are complete, we will conclude this episode of the New Olympian with a really fun audience Q&A led by Sherry Guo and Robert Gamer. But we've got like 20 minutes, so let's do Q&A. Sherry, Robert, get it up here. Get to the mic. Let's do Q&A. So, as you two take the stage, I will say that Kelly had texted me something to read off because there was something that she wanted to note, and it was based on the Salt Lake City show. Is that one of the ones you were going to read off, or should I read it?
First one I was gonna read.
Okay, perfect.
There are visuals, so you should read it.
There are yes, she sent me. Yeah, cool, great, awesome. I'll read it later. But let's go. Q&A time. Woo!
Very quick, because the chat really wants a joke. I'm just going to repeat the one that I said when I was on TNO last, which is that in regards to Percybeth, Annabeth fell first, but Percy fell harder.
Very good.
Also, before we do the actual Q&A, I have a question for Sequoia.
Yes.
So timing worked out really well. The episode I was editing on the train ride up was the one you were guesting on in like the middle of this book, and you thought you'd answered the guest question, but you hadn't. I double checked.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah.
if you had to design a cabin, what would your cabin look like?
I really like, I don't know if you could tell, I really like a 70s, like a late 60s, early 70s vibe, but it's got to be an Aphrodite cabin. So it would be in all like reds and pinks with like a sunken living room. You guys know what I'm talking about. Like a
conversation pit. Yeah. Yeah, dude.
And that's all you really need to know about it.
Yeah. That's why we're professional talkers.
Of course.
Yo, but
So-
for real, like my aunt had that sunken living room. It was horrible.
Dr. Stephen Parra, I don't want to hear that from you.
Okay, I'm just saying. Tripped all the time.
Horrendous if you have children. It's such a safety hazard.
Are you saying you fell into the pit?
Hey. So first question we have is, if the seven were breaking out of prison, what would their role be, plus what are they? And also do Clovis.
Clovis?
No, like include Clovis. I assume.
Clovis.
This isn't that kind of show,
The
folks.
seven plus Clovis.
11 plus Clovis, yeah. Well, I mean, look, there's 2 open spots, so they're clearly going to fill them in with Clovis and Raina. But let's see. If the 7 have to I mean, Annabeth's going to be the planner, the schemer, obviously.
Yeah.
Piper's going to be the face, like talking things over. Clovis is going to be the people that like puts the guards to sleep, I guess. Like,
Nice.
with
Oh,
the
that's
lookout.
Great lookout. Yeah.
Great lookout.
And then let's see. Frank's gonna be the one that gets into like the small spaces. He turns into like a tiny little snake
yeah, that's
or
good. That's
something to
really
creep
good.
through. Frank's like he's changing into small things. Or on the flip, he could be like the bruiser, turned into like a gorilla
Sure.
and punch people.
Jason already flew over the wall and walked away.
Right. Hazel's the one that burrows the tunnel underground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
We've got the whole crew. Yeah. So many different options.
The next question is a very important baseball question.
Great.
From Nikki in Canada.
Okay.
If the 7 had to do a group dance for the Savannah Bananas or the Party Animals, what songs would they pick and what would their skills be? Also, I just like the sent from my Bell Samsung device over Canada's largest network.
Wow. Okay. So I have not been to a Savannah Bananas game. Kelly is going to one tomorrow.
awesome.
So is it they do like a big group dance to a song, like as a team?
I mean, it's It's gotta be Golden from K-pop Demon Hunters, right? Like that's the thing right now.
Oh, yeah.
It's a good song.
That's a good
right?
song.
But it's so the 7 there need to do a dance together, and we need a group song for that. Okay.
Oh,
Sorry, I've lost the question.
You're good. You're good.
that's a really
Question
hard
I'm
one.
answering.
What would the song be?
It's hard.
Golden from K-pop.
Yeah, I mean,
Demon
I think Golden from K-pop. That sounds great to me. That sounds really good. I'll take Golden from K-pop.
They've
Demon
already got
Hunters.
choreography.
True.
It's great.
It's
like
a vibe. Song of the summer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect.
Okay.
We've nailed it.
All right, so we got a next question for Dr. Stephen Parra.
Oh, hello.
Could you give medical commentary on Percy and Annabeth's fall to Tartarus?
No.
Likelihood of In your professional medical opinion, is falling into Tartarus compatible with life?
I mean, I haven't read the next book, but I think so. Be a really disappointing book 4 if they died.
House of Fate just opened, it's like, and Percy and Annabeth die.
Yeah.
Anyway, what's Leo up to?
The next question is from Mary Lynn. If you had to fall into Tartarus with anyone, for Mike specifically, other than Kelly, who would you all choose?
I have to fall other than Kelly. I mean, Kelly's the obvious choice, so I'm gonna have to really think. And I'm gonna be in Tartarus. Who's gonna be most adept in Tartarus?
Yeah, because
That's
it's gotta be
tricky.
like somebody. I feel like you gotta go with somebody who has like a really great attitude, because you know
Yeah.
what sucks really bad? Falling into Tartarus.
Oh, okay, I do have an answer. I would pick Johnny because we used to do a thing when we would travel called we called it scrounging, where we would just like go into a town with no plan and no agenda and just be like, let's just go towards buildings and parts and stuff that look cool, and we would just go around. We did this in Prague, we did this in Vienna, and we like always found a way to have a fantastic time. So if we need to do the ultimate scrounging of getting through Tartarus, Johnny will find a way.
I'd have to say Olivia Vessel here in the back in the blue, who is my who is one of my best friends and the co-host of my new Mary Kate and Ashley podcast, You Pot It Dude. Coming out the 29th of September. What?
Good plug, good plug, good plug. I'll allow it.
I'd take Mike. Yeah.
Hey, thank you, man.
He's much taller and more athletic than me, and he keep the vibes good.
I would do my best. I'm honored. I would be honored to travel through Tartarus with you.
All right, so next question we have is from Madison, who says, with fall just around the corner, my absolute favorite season to experience here in Ontario, which is where Madison's emailing from, I was wondering, what do you think the 7's favorite seasons are, and what seasonal activity does each of them enjoy the most?
Oh, their favorite season, like of the year?
Yes.
Okay, what season? Okay.
Awards.
What'd you say?
I feel like Percy's a summer guy.
I'm not. Sorry.
Yeah,
Like
Percy's a summer guy because
right?
he's like going to the
water.
beach.
Going to the best time to go to the ocean.
Yeah.
That's yeah.
I mean, Nico's got to be a winter guy,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
I want the trees to be dead.
Just like me. The sun needs to be blotted out by the snow.
Yeah, the thing he's doing is just walking through a dead forest. That's the thing he likes to do.
This is
Yeah.
the best day of my life.
Piper feels like spring. I don't know why. I feel like her attitude.
Fertility
just-
goddess.
I don't know. I also think that fall is the best time to fall in love.
Oh.
So I would say Piper's a fall.
Okay. Yeah. I feel like Leo would also by default just pick summer because he'd be like, no school, summer's the best one. And then I guess also it's hot, fire.
So fire. Yeah.
It's Leo.
What are we missing?
I think Jason would also be for the summer because that's when 4th of July is.
Oh, yeah.
He's an American.
Memorial Day, 4th of July, Labor Day. Oh, yeah, baby. All these. America. Yeah, he would love it. Love it. And then I feel like Annabeth would pick fall because it's the correct answer.
Yeah, sure.
This next question says, I blame Chiron for the audio issues on the stream. As two professional talkers who now give advice that's really good, what piece of advice would you two give each of the 7? From Matthew.
This is such a difficult question.
Okay, Jason, it would be think for like 5 seconds
Sure.
before you talk about your ex-girlfriend to your new girlfriend.
Yeah.
Just like
come on,
think
man.
it one time through of like,
Yeah.
should I say this? Probably not. Keep
Right.
it inside.
Right.
Let's see, other advice. Percy, it would probably similarly, like, you don't have to say everything that comes to mind.
Yeah, exactly.
Not everything.
I don't know. I'd want to tell Leo to just like not be so hard on
That's
himself.
exactly what I was going to
Yeah.
say. Literally exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah.
I would.
Piper, I would be like, you need to talk to Jason about your relationship worries. Like,
Yeah.
you know, you're always worried about your relationship with Jason. And the only way for you to be calm about it is for you to talk through your worries.
Yeah. It's a lot of her freaking out as narrator Piper about
Exactly.
it. So I feel like it needs to have
And
a
there
conversation
needs to be a conversation there.
Yeah. And then Frank, I don't know, I think Frank's doing a pretty good job. Like, he talks about his problems. He's okay, like, breaching uncomfortable subjects. So Frank, I'd almost be like, just keep doing what you're doing, dude.
Just give him a hug, you know?
Just give him a hug. Yeah.
And then I think Annabeth, it would be similar to like what she identified as the narrator here. Just like be okay with like not putting everything on your own shoulders. Like similarly, like don't put all the burden on yourself. Like bring more people into the mix.
Yeah,
Talk
almost
about
for-
your plans
share the
with other
load.
people.
Yeah, share the load for like all of them though.
Yeah.
They're all very
All of
like,
them.
I gotta be the one to save the day. And that you're doing it as a team.
Yeah.
And what's pitfall?
Thank you.
All right, so this next question is from Sarah, who says, if you had to make the HOO characters in The Sims, aka they are only allowed to have 3 personality traits, what traits would you give each character?
I have not played The Sims since The Sims 1, where all I would do is rosebud all over the place and make a cool house. So
I've
I
never
am
played The
so out on The
Sims.
Sims.
Steven?
Steven?
I played a lot of The Sims 2.
Okay.
It was cool. I'm not good at architecture, so it was all like block buildings. This isn't relevant, is it?
No, hey man, but do you know? Because The Sims is going. I
they
played the
added
other Sims games. I
traits and,
played like street.
aspirations and like it was pretty neat, but I don't play it much.
All I know is
anymore.
That's our commentary on The Sims.
Yeah, the Grim Reaper would show up. I just feel
Yeah.
like him and Nico would just like dab. Like they're just like dap it up and be like, "What's up, dude? Yo." Yeah, I feel
I'll see you
like-
later.
Yeah. And I don't know. I wish I could answer more of The Sims, but most of
Yeah.
my Sim playing was Streets of Sim City. I don't know if people remember this one. It was like
On
this.
Facebook?
Not on Facebook. I had the like disc of it, and it was like you like made a car and you could do like oil slicks and
The
rocket
Sims
launchers
Social
and stuff.
was the Facebook version, the only version I played.
No, I had the car racing and attacking one, Streets of Sim City. Fun stuff. Fun stuff. Apologies to the person who asked the Sims question.
Yeah, so sorry.
This next question's from Tom. Have you tried our official state drink of coffee milk or Devil's
We
Lemon?
did.
Literally drank it in the green room. It's so good. It's so good. It's so good. So for people unaware, my understanding is that it's milk with just coffee syrup poured into it. No actual coffee, like no caffeine. Yeah. It's perfect because what it tastes like to me is in New Jersey, there's an ice cream place called Friendly's. I don't know if they're also out here. But yeah, so it literally tastes like that coffee flavored stuff. And I loved like Friendly's coffee fribbles, which is their like milkshake. And I am someone who loves coffee flavored stuff, like coffee flavored ice cream is my favorite ice cream, but I don't drink coffee. So the coffee milk thing was like literally right up my alley. It just tastes like melted coffee ice cream, which is perfect and delicious. So yeah, we definitely got coffee milks and may or may not be getting them for the drive home. Like they were very good. Yeah, we did also have the full works super greasy hot dogs, but yes, coffee milk, quite fantastic. Highly recommend. They're not paying me to say this. But yes, we did it. We did the thing.
This question comes from Victoria, who asks, what do you think would be the worst or most chaotic duo of Percy Jackson or Heroes of Olympus to fall into Tartarus?
That's really good. Though that's really fun.
Just like anyone in Coach Head.
Yes.
I was going for Hedge and Leo. That was where my
Yeah.
Leo, that's bad.
Leo.
Yeah, that would be pretty bad. I'm trying to think. I feel like
Coach Hedge?
Nico and Hedge.
Leo and Hedge.
Leo. So many Hedge options would be bad. If we're not doing Hedge, I feel like I don't think there'd be a ton of. I know they've like hung out some still. I don't know.
Clearly the best option is Coach Hedge and his bat.
Coach Hedge is bad. I don't feel great about Frank and Leo. Like, I know they've kind of put their beef aside. I don't
Sure.
feel great about that. I don't feel great about Piper. I don't know. Her charm speak would be so good, I think, though, that I feel like Piper with anyone might be okay. Yeah. It's
Ella and Hedge, or the Harpy.
the Harpy. Oh, my God. But yeah, no, that's a good question. There's a lot of chaos.
Yeah.
I don't feel like Jason and Frank, I don't know that pairing would be super great. I just like that they've spent the least amount of time together, I think. Like the only time was the off-screen visit to the museum that we didn't even see. So I think just because I've personally never really seen those two dudes like interacting a lot, I'm going to say like just based on the evidence, I would think Jason and Frank. I don't know.
They are two of the strongest though.
Yeah, but I think that's part of the problem is there's not enough like diversity of talents. That's why I said Piper, but immediately it was like her powers are so different from anyone else that I think it balances out quite well.
Terminus and Hedge.
Terminus and Hedge.
Oh, okay. All right,
Yeah,
that's a
pretty
good answer.
That's pretty good. That'd be wild.
It's good.
This question's from Isabella and Joseph. What are the 7 members' prophecy in? What would their prophecy in Kingdom Hearts be?
Oh, the prophecy in Kingdom Hearts.
Wait, I don't think I'm understanding the question. Sorry.
Is there? Okay, don't worry. I speak Kingdom Hearts. My future
That's a tough
husband,
language,
my future
man.
husband and I are sitting in our living room while our son sleeps watching the stream. Congratulations on everything. Our son loves the podcast too, but he just didn't make it to listening since he's 18 months. Okay, amazing. Our question is who each of the 7 members of the prophecy would be in the Kingdom Hearts Guardians of Light. Do I know what the Guardians of Light are?
I thought you said you spoke Kingdom Hearts.
I thought I did. Are those just the people with the Keyblades? I think it's just the people with the Keyblades. Is the
So
Guardians
who would
of Light
have
the
a
people with the
Keyblade?
Keyblades? It's just the key. Okay, all right. So our main characters.
Well, everyone
basically.
gets a Keyblade. Like that's how the game
an
works.
event. Sure, but it's
You
like
get a
main
Keyblade.
character
You
people.
get a Keyblade.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Nico is Riku because of the whole like dark
yeah.
into the underworld, dark light for sure.
Why is he on the positive side of the door of?
But look, it happens though. Percy is Sora, main character.
Yeah.
Good vibes. Water, ocean vibes, island. Yeah, totally. I don't think Piper, I guess, is Kyrie. Like, if she feels like more Aphrodite coded than Athena coded,
Annabeth doesn't feel
or
very
Hades
Kyrie to me.
coded to be Hazel. If we're trying to go like girls like the girls, boys and the boys. We don't have to though. Goodness gracious.
Those are all the Guardians of Light I know.
I think
Is
I could
Mickey a
see,
Guardian of?
I could also see Nico could also be Axel because he's got like a tragic backstory as well, and he's like he's got the spiky hair, he's like very emo at times. I feel like Jason could be Roxas because Roxas like literally doesn't have memories at some point in time, and then like gets them back and has to figure out who he is. Hazel is Ventus because Ventus is was in like a hibernation sleep thing for Ventus. So he's like.
So Kingdom Hearts makes sense.
The main thing is that he's like from the past and then he comes back, but like his soul was like put into like
Sora.
stasis. Yeah, his soul was like put on pause when he was
Sora is
in with
18.
Sora and then eventually comes back.
Not even
Part of
kidding.
Sora's soul is Ventus, I think. Right? Yeah, anyway, long story short, I think Ventus is Hazel. We can move on. We have like 2 more minutes if there's like one other one. In the meantime, I'm going to read what Kelly had emailed me. So Kelly had said, I wanted to bring you back to a moment from our Salt Lake City live show and re-recorded. You told me, quote, your trapdoor is still intact, classic Mike. And I said, if my trapdoor opens when we're this close, do we both fall down together? Now, do you see what I did there? Thank you. I'm the Master of Subtlety. I immediately went and gabbed about it in my Trials of Apollo Discord chat, which is Kelly's subsection of the Discord where she's reading Trials of Apollo and having her digital book club. Anyway, I think I need a question for you here. So, what do you hope the first chapter of House of Hades opens with? I would love it to be Percy and him to be like, this sucks. I think that would be fantastic. Not to like spoil to get into House of Hades, but she had texted me and said, if you need a funny beat to end the show, read this. So I've opened it and she has said that I should read what the introduction dedication page is to House of Hades.
Yes.
To close out the show. So I have glimpsed this and this opens, shout out to Uncle Rick. It opens with, to my wonderful readers, sorry about that last cliffhanger. Well, no, not really. Ha 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 ha! In all caps. But seriously, I love you guys. That's fantastic. Shout out to Rick and shout out to all of you for being here and being at the stream for watching the show. Thank you all so much. Oh my goodness. Oh man, this has been incredible. A roller coaster in many ways of a show, but we made it all happen. Absolutely fantastic. Give it up to Steven and Sequoia for being incredible guests. Give it up to Robert and Sherry for running Q&A, holding down the merch table. Give it up to Mal for helping out with the merch table stuff, for my buddy Umberto for driving us here from the Amtrak station.
And give it up to all of the teams here, from the sound team to the stream team. We had our hiccups. We got through it together. We made it work, I think. But we got to also give it up to everyone live and stream-wise for making all of these things happen. So give it up to everyone for that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And finally, give it up to Kelly for watching the baby so that I could travel here to Providence and make the show happen. Round of applause for Kelly for holding down the fort. There. That is the end of the show. This has been an absolute delight. We made it happen. The big whole thing that people for years and years have been telling me to record. We did it. I live read it. It's okay. And I will probably not get sued by Disney or Hyperion because I paraphrased most of that. So, to close things out until, maybe I'll find my way back to Providence. I'll definitely find my way back to a live stream, but whatever it is, until we cross paths again, I'll see you later. Thanks so much for coming out, everybody!
Hey, thanks for listening to this episode of The News Olympian. This podcast is created, hosted, and produced by me, Mike Schubert. I also run the social media and the website. Our editor is Sherry Guo. The music is by Bettina Campamanes and Brendan Krugel, and the art is by Jessica E. Boyd. If you can't get enough of the show, you can go to thenewsolympian.com/Patreon for bonus episodes, bonus content, ad-free episodes, a whole bunch of fun stuff. If you want to interact with the community around the show, you can check out the Discord, which is available to all patrons, or we're on social media. We're at Newest Olympian on Instagram, Blue Sky, and Twitter. And we've got a subreddit, reddit.com/r/thenewestalympian. You can also show your love for TNO by getting TNO merch at thenewsolympian.com/merch. Of course, want to give a huge shout out to our producer level patrons, Kelsey Gillespie, Vicky Garcia, Frida Vikstrom, Megan Moon, Polly Burge, Nikki Harris, Tatiana Schmidt, Sandra Rose, Josh Sayer, Sam Ruby, Mrs. O'Leary, Milo Kim, Sandkopf, Rayla Matthews, Sky Mallory, Mick Walters, Grace, Ginger Spursboy, Bradimus Prime, Skylar Sisters, Scott Sheldon, Ann M. Thayer Cohen, Bella, Percy Jackson, Kit Kat Crumbs, Jim Jam Koopy, Andrea, not Andrea, Jordan Ray, Nico's Black, Vespa, Zayden Wintergate, Terry Rothfuzz, and Certified Goes King's emotional support friend. If you want to support the show in a non-monetary way, word of mouth is essential for podcast growth. You can tell a friend directly, say, hey, there's this Percy Jackson podcast I think you would like, check it out. You could leave a rating and review on whatever podcasting app you're using, or you could just talk about the show on social media. All these things really do help. I really appreciate anyone who has done so in the past, and I appreciate anyone who will do so in the future. But I'm just so thankful that you tuned into this episode, and I hope you tune into our next episode, where we'll be joined by Kelly Schubert to break down the first episode of season 2 of Percy Jackson and the Olympians. But until then, I'll see you later. Hey everyone, how's it going? It's me, ASMR Mix. So as I mentioned, I am in the office of my in-laws at their place in Utah. I'm doing this on a desk that is mostly barren, but there's a couple of things here. First off, I have a plate from when I was down here. I made myself a peanut butter and jelly sandwich as a snack while I was working. So here's me kind of just like hitting the plate with my thumb. And then there's some papers in here because the fine folks that are hosting us, Kelly's sister and brother-in-law, they work here. So here's some papers. I'm rustling those around, and then the desk itself is glass. So here's me like tapping my fingers on the glass. Thank you so much for listening.